trying to do things that make me happy, and this makes me happy. I would like no, of course not. I would never be so presumptuous to like come in here and say, "Hey, can I please stream?" And also, can none of you talk and like enjoy your set for Saturday night? No, I'd be a
You certainly
dickhead.
wouldn't get that.
Guys, my companion started glowing like an ember, but it's sharp as night. What is going on here?
Is that your companion?
Oh, maybe it's not.
It is. He has a lightning staff.
Also,
I've never seen him look like that before, though, ever.
Also, I'm happy to fill. Just wanted to ask as well. I'm happy to fill a role of a tank or healer if somebody wants. One of you, if somebody wants to be to deeps this time around.
You know, I didn't check to see. There's only one tank. All right, cool.
Are you not tanking?
How did my role get?
We were in the Acrohites.
Yeah, but like, I didn't.
No, tank if you want.
Oh, because I was DPS for Scale Collar Beak.
Yeah. Yes.
Fucking spooking me there.
You're so patient, Target.
One tank.
Oop, jump scared.
That you are a saint. A saint.
I am not the saint. I am just a person.
I am only a
very well,
man.
then.
I am not an animal. I am a man.
I am not salty.
Did you
So,
need
like-
a tank? Are we good?
We're good. We're good.
Okay. On get the quest.
Who's not a healer? Who was a healer? Oh, they must be porting it.
Here, I'll
Why
each.
are people picking up before?
Because it's not
Everybody is
bugged
in.
anymore. Stop trying to control us.
I'm just like,
Also,
you have to understand. I
just
do
think-
not
just
trust the fact of it not being bugged anymore.
Oh, who had the ready cheek?
Target is smart. My money's on that. Still gonna mix up.
Because like, what was it? Mighty Keef. That's who it was.
So I take it tonight's just going to be Rock Grove special. We're just going to be doing that over and over again.
No, just one pass through, then we're going somewhere else.
Mhm.
Mighty Keef did a skit on Starfield trying to sneak in to the Game of the Year awards or like whatever it was, and like they got roasted for the fact of like how many bugs Bethesda's games have, and they're like, we don't have bugs, we have features.
Yeah, like honestly, I'm a total Bethesda simp. I'm not like I don't think, but like with all of the actual like legit bangers and super amazing games that have like come out this year, like yeah, it makes perfect sense to me that Starfield's not in the running because it's not a bad game. I like the game. I think it's a good game. In fact, you know, it's got its flaws, obviously, but it's Baldur's Gate 3 and Spider-Man 2. Like I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Like I love Bethesda games. I love like how they play and all that. I think Starfield's done a lot. Starfield, yeah, Mario Wonder too. Like there's nothing. Like the fucking Piranha Plants level is in my liked playlist. Like I listen to it on repeat. It's my autism hyperfixation song at the moment. Like
yeah,
Starfield wasn't going to win, and that's okay. Like there's like that. If Bethesda games win Game of the Year, that means that nothing amazing came out that year.
Yes.
Like Bethesda games are good. They're great even.
Damn.
But they're not amazing. They're addicting, that you can be sucked in them for hours, and they're great games. But that also means like if they win Game of the Year, that means like that year nothing amazing came out. Which, you know.
Did you get disconnected?
Yeah, thanks. Can you let me know if I'm off?
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. Because that's what I was wondering.
Yeah. First time today though, that's not bad.
That's not bad.
Not at all.
But yeah, like Spider-Man 2, you're offline now. Spider-Man 2 like made a like there there were some rough burns. Alan Wake is like showed up like they.
Yeah, me and my girlfriend like did a 45-minute podcast where we were just like going through the nominations for the Game Awards and talking about our picks and stuff. And the one thing that we took away from it afterwards is like we're probably gonna have to buy Alan Wake 2 and play it. Because like it showed up a lot and it's so far like I didn't even know it existed. And so it's like so far kind of out of the realm of like the types of games that I'm like familiar with that yeah, I probably need to go play this at some point.
Not Resident Evil clone, but like something like it's something along in that genre.
Like Return of the Obra Dinn, maybe?
But it's narrated.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of weird, but like people still like
weird can be good.
Yeah.
Weird can be
You
good.
ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm
You
ready.
look I see less plants in here.
It feels
is
good to
weird,
run
isn't it?
Trials again.
Yeah,
Looking
like
back,
I'm
I
like
missed it.
I see lots of less plants here. This is
Lots of less.
Way
So many not.
really a
so
lot
many
of
lack.
fewer.
Is there an inside joke I'm missing?
Nope.
no.
That is really odd.
Dumb. The joke is a target set of dumb.
Yes. That was the intention.
Sure it was.
Ah, shit.
No, orc teeth.
Alas! Oh my god. I hit the wrong button.
Uh-oh.
Oh back.
At least I don't have very far to go.
I'm on my way.
Angry turtle.
Yeah, turtle.
A giant turtle would be pretty terrifying. At least they're not very fast, I
Did
guess.
somebody talk the turtle? I was putting the turtle in the water. I was gonna let it die.
Yeah, and I kept it in the water.
I was trying to get it all the way in the middle of the water.
Don't fight, Mom and Dad.
I forget the order. Pardon me. I forget the order of operations for flagged
Gosh, am I
enemies.
lagging?
Is there any particular order of operations we do on them, or is it just
No.
about faces?
We're just killing them right now.
Heavy sack by me.
Usually we're
Just
used to
making
like,
sure.
if it has a skirt, you kill it first.
Sounds about right.
So there's a heavy sack near you.
I think, like, based broadly on my trial experience, skirt, bow, two-hander, in that order, I guess. Except when you're doing dread sale, and then the two-hander person gets priority.
To the left, not to the right.
I get priority?
Oh, Target, can I tell you something I built the other day?
What's that?
So, I've been building like a little web app, and I've just been building lots of little modules and features into it. And one of them I made for funsies was a little Hall of Shame, which has where every time somebody like comes into my stream chat with a solicitation, a scam, or they're a bot, like I just take their name and I put up on the Hall of Fame, and I have it delineated by commas so people can just like copy and paste it into their blacklists.
Gotcha.
But who's
You
taking
want
what?
the snakes or you want the person, Cam?
I'll take the person.
Alright. Here's Nicky Snicky.
I'm curious, Cam, what's your opinion on snakes?
It killed me.
What about snakes?
Do we like snakes? Like hognose snakes and little
I
creatures
like snakes as far as like creatures that exist on the in the world go. They're pretty cool. I wouldn't have one.
I saw a really cute video of a lady put a loose ball of yarn down on a couch and put her baby hognose snake in it, and he just dug, and had the time of his life. It was adorable.
There were no little snakes. What
They're
happened?
coming.
Oh, here they
No, I
come.
don't know. Where they
Now
come?
they're here. Because I was like,
That's weird. That usually happens
Baby.
beforehand.
yeah.
Baby snake.
I have to say, it's been a while since I've been in here.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, but like stuff isn't happening the way it should be happening.
Yes, it's odd.
Yeah. Stuff is happening though.
ESO is
Maybe they
is a
changed things to, if they knew a lot of people are going to be running this.
ESO is a 100% stable game with absolutely no bugs or errors.
That's
Hi, guy. What is the deal?
So much stuff. Whoa.
And get your beats, not battery.
You'd be sick.
Thank you.
Garlic.
You're welcome.
Look up the garlic. I'm sorry.
I need to finish leveling up my Arcanist.
Who has more fry? The Argonians or the orc?
What's fried?
Who has more what?
Vocal fry.
Oh.
Me. I've been learning.
The Argonians probably.
I forget. Are these little pools
yeah.
no water, or can you walk
Yeah.
in them?
Wait a sec.
Orcs don't have vocal fry. They have. I've got two massive teeths in my mouth, and I can't talk through them. That's
Yeah.
what they have.
Yeah, and just
What?
general manliness.
What is
Yeah.
vocal fry?
It's when you're like, bleh.
When people
Yeah.
talk.
It's what you do to do screamo properly without hurting yourself.
Heavy sack.
Which is what I've been trying to teach myself how to do.
Is
Oh,
screamo.
okay, I'm gonna come in here with screamo.
Not good at it. Not yet, anyway.
The only thing I know
Left or
about,
right,
like,
Cam?
To the left. To the left. To the left now.
Don't even.
the only thing I know about, like, bands harder than, like, Led Zeppelin is the fact, like, the only, like, pop culture knowledge I know about that is that Slipknot and Corner, like, two of the prolific folks, and they also, and I think also Machine Gun Kelly got run off of another genre because he spoke ill of Slipknot and said he was
That is
better than
vocal
them or
fry.
something.
Gun Kelly changed
Kelly.
his genre because he disses M.
Yes,
Tried
and
to
M.
diss M, and which that was the stupidest thing in the world to do if you left your
Yeah, but-
career. So
Well,
that's
well
what he did.
if I remember correctly, he switched to the rock genre because, like, of the Killshot diss.
Like that's like Vanilla Ice switched to the rock genre.
Yeah, but also, like, you know, Vanilla. That was, I think, after Drew Carey did that SNL skit.
Maybe. Did somebody taunt them? Because that felt like somebody taunted them.
Gee, I wonder if there's maybe a second tank.
Target white.
Yes, but you like, why are you taunting all of?
Because you like moving.
Teaching me not to taunt anything, and then not telling me what I am and am not supposed to taunt. Fucking get over
I'm asking,
yourself.
Like no, because I was like, I wasn't expecting it to run over here. Like, I don't know if like somebody's pet has pulled.
Well, that time, yeah, something other than me pulled. And then I taunted stuff.
Okay.
I
That's
think
what. That's what.
the first come, first serve, which means that if you're a slow tank, then you don't get all the taunts. So.
Well, like I'm okay with that. I just was like, it looked like something else pulled other than us. It is like, yeah, something else did pull. Is like, oh, okay, that's what I was needing to know.
Badass pulled.
Okay, since you guys were fighting, is this my turn to taunt?
Yes.
Okay.
I think that's the other thing I'm not too fond of about this trial. Like, doesn't feel like there's a lot of like treasure chests.
Yeah.
On your pull cam.
Alright.
Hey,
Wee.
I'm supposed to taunt.
Okay.
There's the big boy. Oh, crap. Come back up.
There. Wait, what happens when your screen gets funky? I don't know.
You should take a dip in the water.
Ah! Okay. Hey.
That's
the
monkey.
water's stinky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I made the water
Please
stinky.
stop pulling me in places I shouldn't be. That would be
Oh,
nice.
I can see the crabs.
We've got another ad spawning. Everyone, can you, like, stop hitting the boss so hard?
like how you can play
Focus
this
ads,
and this
please.
is too hot.
Get rid of the frogs.
Frog killer.
Tiny.
Bad board.
Oh,
Bad board. Bad
missed,
board.
missed the pool.
Oh no! Orc teeth!
Close and yet. Boss was in my way.
There should be a frog
Oh, thank
killer.
you so much.
Uh-oh. Please pull it out the way. And now I gotta get into a pool. Whoopee!
So when I got rezzed, I would have more stamina, but I have like none. Doesn't it reset?
Add up.
Bad.
We were up and away,
No, that makes stinky again.
Santiana.
Stinky water.
Up and away, we'll go along the things so let's
Why does that
go.
will not work?
Did you go into the stinky pool?
Was
It's
the
not gonna work
stinky
if it's
pool already stinky?
It's not a
Frog
stinky
thing?
pool if it's not stinky. You're not making sense, Target.
If it's already green, it's already stinky.
Yeah, if it's green stinky, you can't go in the stinky pools.
You have to go in the shiny happy pools.
Yeah. Clean pools only.
Someone just ran through the poison is running around.
Sounds like a good time.
I miss my singing buddy.
Leary?
I don't
Yeah.
miss your singing, buddy. Because singing is gross. Illyria's fine, to be clear. He's singing.
I feel similarly, to be honest, but you know. That's fine. Nice.
Fine. Fine.
Why are we not getting coffers from this stuff? I wonder.
I think we'll get one from the final boss. Probably.
Oh yeah, it's probably just public dungeons and delves or something.
Or it's just the final boss, which is mean. Should be every boss. Demand a refund. Everybody getting so hurt. Stop being hurt, everybody.
Yeah, it's the astral shield nonsense, I think.
The
Astral.
what?
Astral shield. It's a thing. That's a mechanic here.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember what it does, but it sure is a mechanic.
Target, don't die. What the fuck?
Yeah,
Saw that.
I'm running very lean on my.
0 out of 10 tank.
Sheep. Beep, beep, sheep.
Exactly.
Oh my god, you and my mom with the beep beep, I'm a sheep.
It's very catchy.
It is.
It is. This is the best. Someday I hope they give us a class change token, because I love my Nightblade, but
Yes!
I'm more
Yes!
invested. I just like I want to play something different, and I
Yes, I agree.
and my character has been through everything, and I want to keep that profile.
Yes, I vote you for president. Yes.
Yeah, I'd like that too.
Because it's like
If you
Chest
pay me
I-
like
corner
20
of
bucks, I
Michigan.
will go on your account and I will destroy everything. I will grind a character to max level and then just win the whole game.
Cam.
Sounds boring.
$20 is. Are you sure $20 is worth doing almost like every single quest in almost every single zone of the game, and including all of the vanilla ones?
Well, you can buy those now. Buy those
Yeah.
if you have them.
I'm also talking about like the straggle, like the
Yeah.
every single quest, like every single one's wild.
Yeah,
I
but
would
what's the
wish that
point of
one,
that
wish
anyway?
Special dialogue.
Yeah, but
It's
if you don't have a character that hasn't done the quest, then you'll never see the unspecial dialogue. And then you're missing out.
Yeah, no, it's like you get new dialogue options based on the fact that you have a prior relationship with characters.
Yeah, but you have to know the dialogue for, like, not having a prior relationship. Why is there a random enemy over here?
Good question.
Because it's
Also,
random.
if people could try not to stand in the AoE, that'd be super.
Okay.
That's too much to ask, Cliff. You're being ridiculous. I'm
Didn't
sorry.
mean to try to
Alright.
duel you while you were dead.
We have
so
we have
rude.
2 chests, by the way. If you guys
Keep them
probably
when they're
Good.
down.
But you could accept, because I think it's one of the endeavors.
Why are these ragdolls just like hanging over the edge?
Question. Is that a feature or a bug?
Which
Why
one?
is what
The
hanging
floor
over the
wax.
edge?
Where
The-
there
And
are
a
the-
those
dessert topping.
hanging out over there.
Yeah, the 2 people hanging out
Oh.
over the edge. Is that a feeder crew or a bug?
You
Then
know,
again,
I think that there might be something wrong with this trial at the moment.
I
Yeah,
think
it's
so as well. I'm just saying.
Things are spawning in the wrong locations.
Things are
It
not
just
fun at
feels
all.
wrong.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 minute. I think I might need to. I don't know why I can't loot that chest.
You be sick. I had trouble looting that chest, one of the chests too.
You up and away in the corner. Something.
Check to make sure.
Still growing.
It is not Void who is leaving stuff in the chest.
No,
someone-
it is not. Well, someone hasn't picked it up yet.
Why would anyone leave stuff in the chest?
Because
they
it's
don't
They don't have
junk.
auto loot.
It's just free real estate.
I don't have auto loot. I don't leave stuff in the chest.
Yeah, they don't pick up the junk that's in the chest.
I mean, if y'all have junk, I have a rag picker you can use. If you need the
Yes.
inventory space.
That slows it down if you have to turn around and pull out a rack pick every 5 minutes. I know I was in
Yeah,
that
but
position
The solution,
yesterday.
the solution is to get good and get inventory space.
Yeah.
See, you say that, but I found
think she's
ethereal
getting at your
dust
target.
and just sold that, and then maxed out my character's inventory and all my bank slots.
Just make a character who looks really goofy and be like, "This is Pack Mule Guy." Pack Mule
Yeah.
Man.
He eats gold. Feed him. No.
Yeah,
Uh,
and
check
just
out a second.
get him to max inventory. If you don't want to be
Target,
awesome.
I'm gonna touch the people.
Well,
Just not touch it.
I finally bit the bullet.
Did everybody
Target.
loot the chest that was trying to actually reset themselves to loot the chest?
Burrito. Well, now we can't do that because who was it? Cam or Lip that touched the butt?
I didn't touch the butt. Touching the butt's not my job. I heal the people who touch the butt.
I am at 463 latency. I do not know what's going on right
I'm
now.
at 300. Not quite as good as you.
Pretty much.
There's a rookie number target. You need to get your ping even higher.
Yes, yes. The highest I've ever had ping was 27,000.
That's not even.
It wasn't in this game, but like the highest ping I've ever had has been 27, which meant
Yeah,
I was
that's the rookie
27 seconds behind the server.
That's rough, man.
I
And
remember.
yet you prevailed.
I remember I used to play Cyrodiil with 400 ping routinely, and that was good. And like I was at work working at a gas station with like a really bad Wi-Fi connection, and I was rocking it. I was having fun until my ping would hit like 2K, and then I'd be like, okay, this is less fun now.
Dude, 400 is a bliss, man. If I get 400, yeah, I'm killing people.
Well, yeah, like if it's 400, you're still like seeing the game in real time, basically.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. If I get 400 ping,
Yes,
that's a tall order, man, for me.
yes, I do. So,
God, I remember I had
Cream
such
was
a
playing hard mode.
Yeah, you want to hear a really funny story? Like, it's back when I was a 12-year-old boy and had no money. I wanted to play Skyrim so fucking bad on PC because I wanted to mod it, and I would just like load up my shitty Toshiba with a torrented version of of Skyrim that I got off of the Pirate Bay with all manner of viruses. It was awful. And then I would go onto Nexus Mod Manager and load it up with mods without any care given whatsoever. And then I would just start new game after new game after new game.
But I have a question.
and it would just be a PowerPoint the entire time, and my 13-year-old ass was so happy.
Wait, Fly, I have a question. Did you just hit 12 years when Skyrim?
He wasn't 12 when it came out. He was a little older than that.
Okay.
I know because we're the same age, I think.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I was
No,
like,
my brain is not working right now.
I was a little older. Than
You were
that.
like
It
14.
came out. I was like 14 or something. Yeah, but potato. I didn't like, my brain didn't get past childlike mentality until I was at least 15. So
No, never mind. Math is hard anyway.
yeah, if it helps, my birthday is next week on trial night.
No, like you are 14. What's the difference? You will get into the jail anyway. Why are you going to say, "Oh, Your Honor," but she says she's 14? Doesn't make any difference.
Most people, that's the thing. American courts don't really give a shit if like a 14-year-old white kid pirates a video game.
Yeah, I don't think you understand my joke. But yeah, good.
Maybe.
How many days did you say until your birthday?
Next Saturday night.
Yes, we're gonna have to eat cake and stuff.
You guys have to
Yeah.
make more cupcakes.
So, your birthday's on the 26th?
My birthday's on the 25th.
25th. Okay, sorry.
You're good.
I'm gonna
Oh, it'll be the 26th for you.
Oh, shut up.
Say it again. Say it
Shut
again,
up,
Sydney.
Cam.
Cam, say it again. That she's not gonna say it again.
Oh, it was your birthday the day after mine, Sydney? I think you told me that.
See how quiet she went?
Well, so we can just hold off on celebrating my birthday until Sunday, and we can celebrate both me and Sydney at the same time.
No. You and I will be on the same day.
Oh, we're on the same. Oh, you and I
Because
share a
it's the
birthday.
19th here today.
Because she's a day
It's a
ahead.
time zone thing.
Oh yeah,
That's
that's right.
why
Well,
I got it
you,
wrong.
You want to know what's even funnier, Sydney? I was born at like 11:47 p.m. on the 25th.
10:45.
Yeah.
This is the final. Oh, this isn't the final boss, is it?
No, it's not. It feels like it, but it's not.
Yeah, I remember this one that felt like the final boss, but then wasn't, and I was greatly disappointed.
Yeah, they just. Also, this person's
Yeah.
cheating. That Bone Lord form supposed to time out after 20-some seconds. This is incorrect.
Flash report.
I want to report Flame Herald Basai for cheating using cheat clients, please and thank you.
No. It's not a bug, it's a feature.
Who are you, Target?
Who the fuck am I talking to? Todd Howard? Goddamn. Did you guys actually see? He actually put out a video from through GameSpot saying all of these games were were similar to each other and on the same similar engine. These games all pointing to Fallout 4 and Fallout 76 all were on similar in the same engine, and then here. And then he pointed out a blank spot next to Starfield. If you see me again, we will have maybe Elder Scrolls 6.
Oh,
And I'm just like, we know it's coming. Xbox bought y'all. Even if everybody in that office died in a horrible trash fire, in a freak accident or something, they would still make the next Elder Scrolls game. There's no
It's Microsoft.
Yeah,
But,
there's no
The difference is, if it was Microsoft, there would be less bugs.
no, because I think I'm hoping that Todd Howard follows through on his word and moves away from the creation engine for Elder Scrolls 6, and but I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I'll believe it when I see it. But here's the thing. I want to be clear. I don't give a shit about the bugs. I really don't. Starfield was the most bug-free Bethesda launch I've ever experienced, and I experienced the Skyrim launch. I didn't play Skyrim at launch. I played a pirated day one patch of the game, and I played that for a while. So I'm aware of how buggy the game could have been. Fallout 4, Fallout 76, the whole 9 yards. So.
Other people experience the bugs.
Yeah, I'm just glad. I'm just glad Microsoft is holding their ass to the fire on QA and shit.
All right,
That's all right. Sorry, I didn't mean to hold us up. My apologies.
No, it was me.
No, it was all Target.
Yeah, but y'all kind of know I'm inclined to indulge him.
No, but he was standing around being useless and emptying his banks.
Emptying.
So.
Fair point.
That wasn't on you at all.
Ye good, Target. Inventory management. Learn it.
I am.
But not during trials, is the point.
I have to have space to manage. Not be doing trials.
Yeah, getting the space to manage is part of the management.
People are pushing the boss too fast. There's too many ads.
Let the ads first, guys.
Well, if you had better inventory management, then
That wouldn't have spawned in the first place.
Yeah, that's wouldn't have spawned.
We'd have less ads spawning.
Yeah.
I'm cool
I
with
have
that.
no stamina whatsoever.
Oh, that was me.
Hi.
I think I'm so sorry. I had to fight the urge to say the words like my girlfriend would say when I would say something like that. My girlfriend would say "sucks to suck," and I had to fight every urge in my body not to say that after you said that.
And he still said it.
No, I wanted to say it because it'd be funny, but I also wanted to give the context that I wasn't intending to be a dickhead. Please die, Mr. Flesh out your knock.
Yeah, they're dying pretty quick.
Why does his face look like a Cenobite?
Because that's technically probably what they pulled from at the time they created things.
Probably. I can see that. I was actually thinking Target about just for once
I
the
don't
Microsoft
think-
deal with Activision goes through, rolling a character on retail WoW and trying it out for the first time for
Okay.
shits and
The
giggles.
back guys.
God, so many ads. Hit him with the rock.
Weird over here. Blowing up.
Like Kingdom vs. Magicka. Sorry, I'm just being too spammy. I should
Exploding ghost.
Bad go. Bad Spectre. No.
Kill the
Sun's up.
sun.
There's a sun. Oh, there's a sun.
Gone now.
Behemoth.
He dead.
Zip out.
Oh my god, I remember now why I thought that this is jank. This is the one where it's like a marathon running and you're fighting at the same time while like the floor is lava. Alright, I remember now. We're back at it.
Because the floor is actually lava.
Yeah.
Him? Who's that running in front of you?
Still baffles me that the trial's not even half over.
Other than Target, of course.
I'm looking for chest. As is my
So
custom.
everyone chases you.
Something better to do.
Whoa, there's a chest down here, but
Oh,
Okay.
aggro.
Why? Why?
Why what?
Target, why?
There's a sun.
That's why?
Everyone, target pulled and then let the really big monster guy hit me in the face twice. That's why
Is
I
that
wanna
what
know
happened?
that. Yeah, that's what happened.
I mean, I believe it.
Even though I did hit him and I was like, why did he hit me? Which was weird. Like, I got shot with red stuff just now.
I'm on fire.
Chest is open.
Come on, give me that loot. Give me that loot. Loot. Is it just me, or does it feel like as time goes on, the trials seem to be getting longer and longer with more boss encounters?
More
getting
boss
shorter.
encounters. No, this one's actually longer.
this one's
There are
kind of
more.
long.
Yeah, there are more bosses in this one.
Yeah, I'm a keep it a buck. I probably think this trial could have comfortably been ended at the last boss.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think
You don't
one
think-
more could have been good. The fact that there's like 2 more is kind of obnoxious.
Yeah.
Who's the next one? I know the last one.
The next one is the big flappy boy.
Dude, dragon.
I'm just
He's
saying,
not really
like,
a boss, is he? I thought he was a mini boss.
Yeah, he's a boss.
Yeah.
It's like
He's a boss.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I think it would be kind of cool if they like split up like a really long dungeon like this into two trials, and like with an upper and lower Black Rock Spire kind of deal or something.
But they weren't feeling it.
I get that. Well, I think it's just for me, like theming of like this year of like this particular year of content that wasn't like hugely enthralling to me. I liked High Isle's aesthetic a lot, though, even if it was a bit of a pain to play through the story. I liked it well enough.
They're gonna blow up.
Bloody boys.
I just saw somebody go flying, and then it was slightly funny.
You want me? I flew away for your amusement.
I think it'll go on forever.
I don't think it was you, but like
I
it still
did.
was easy.
Well, Krema did
I-
definitely get very exploded. I saw his health bar.
There's just a surprise. There's just
You
a
have to
surprise
block Krima.
Pikachu's. There's just a surprise Pikachu mark made in ash where his body used to be.
Was about to be Yamcha.
Fight him, everybody! Come on, let's fight him. Let's fight him.
Waiting on
Give me a
target.
minute. Jeez.
Oh.
I'm rearranging a couple of skills on my bar for no reason.
No, she's doing it for reasons.
Is she?
Yeah.
Oh.
Not good ones.
Damn, Cam. Skill management.
Oh,
I was doing it because I had to wait like a bajillion years.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
Just go, man.
you ready?
Waiting is optional.
Mm-hmm.
We have two
Boys
tanks.
in shorts.
You have two tanks. We literally need one. It's
Oh
fine.
crap!
Sydney, no. What
I
happened?
know. I don't know. I got one shot.
There's a sun. There's a sun. There's a sun up in
Is
here.
it
Heal
the
it.
laser?
Oh, it blew up.
Wow.
That texted me something.
Rude.
Does the Titan just stay here for like the duration of this fight? Really?
Yeah.
All right, then I'm gonna hit him with a meteor so he get the full damage off. It makes me very sad when
There's
the
a
enemies
sun.
run
There's
out of
a
its
sun
range.
staring
I don't know who I'm hitting.
Add and sun.
Addison.
at Addin sun. Like that sounds like a plumbing company.
I need to get caught up on Grace. Sorry,
Everyone's ignoring
just
the ad. It's lovely.
It's down.
It's dead. Oh. Fire drop!
Ah, crap.
Yay. We did the thing.
Oh, I don't feel like running down here.
Is this
Somebody
not the final boss?
Can somebody
Yeah,
revive
we're-
me on the way up?
Yeah, I got you.
I thought
Where'd
there was
you?
another boss.
Where'd
Yeah, there's
you,
this boss.
Yeah.
This isn't the final boss?
This
This
right
is
in
this
front
one.
of us here is the final boss.
Yeah, but you said there's another boss before that.
That
Yeah,
was
the one we
boss
just fought.
fight. The
No,
giant
it
ash
didn't
type.
It didn't have a boss bar, did it?
It
did
did.
have a boss
Yeah.
bar.
Oh my gosh.
Dude.
I don't know,
What
man.
did she vote?
Looks like an everyday Titan to me.
Well, most of your titans may have been bosses you've been fighting. Then.
You know, I never considered that. But
Hey, Cam, do you want to go? Sorry, no. Cam, do you want to go through the?
You know, I don't, but I will anyway. If you're really, really slow and you're like, oh no, why can't I move? Hit the synergy button. Preferably not in the group, if you see it coming, because then there's going to be goo everywhere. So try to leave the group if you're slow, and use the synergy to drop the thing, the goo.
Like
Anyway.
Horfrost.
Hey, you see that firewall over there? Eventually, that's gonna go away, and then me and Target are gonna yell "run" in a panicked fashion, and then we're all gonna run over there, and we're gonna go because the floor is gonna become lava, and we're gonna die if we stay here.
Yes. the floor will
Also,
be lava.
focus ads. Also, that thing about running away happens more than once. So yeah, there's gonna be a phase where the boss is like splits into 3. Usually the pets will go after the real one. You should go murder the real one. If you don't know which one's the real one, then follow. Hang on, target's incompetent. I need a thing over my head. Follow the person with the moon symbol above their head, and that person will go towards the real one because they know how.
Sick.
So I'm incompetent for not putting the moon above your head?
No, you're incompetent because you never know which boss is a real one. Anyway, let's go.
Yeah.
I love how endearingly you are, Cam.
Original up.
That Iron Atronach. Your existence spites me.
We're gonna be running soon.
Can you
So
keep
y'all
running
know.
away?
Okay, running time, running time, running time.
Let's go.
Ah,
No, Sydney, no, Sydney, no.
She didn't drop the goo.
I did, but not soon enough.
I'm stuck on the stairway.
By the way, when you're about to cross the bridge, let the tanks go first, or else the boss will slap you in the face.
God, mine's
He
house.
likes to do that, or she likes to do that.
Hurry up, dang.
Look, I have the running slow CP, alright? It's hard.
God, run up the stairs. My game is so broken.
Everyone's
The
alive.
ghosts are active.
Okay, radar. Need to come out of that. Everyone's here.
The real one has been found.
And Cam's talking about me being incompetent.
Target, of course, you're not confident. You're the guild leader and the one who put this entire ragtag group together.
No.
He can still be incompetent.
I mean, some of the greatest men, that have ever existed didn't know how to, cook their own fucking food, so.
There are ads.
Yeah.
I think there's only just you and me on them.
Oh, yeah. Ghost good.
Yeah. Sorry, I've been trying to keep the goo out of the
Alright.
That's
out of the
nice.
circle. Ah, crap, there's more ghosts up.
Oh,
It's a tall guy.
He's a big boy.
AOE
Who gooed in the
people.
center? Come on.
Radar, you're in the OEY.
You're running soon.
make sure you drop your goo.
Pet
for
goo.
split.
Where are the pets going? There.
Yes.
There's goo right on the doorway. Someone dropped it right in the middle of the doorway.
Oh god.
Run.
How does the ergonomics of this work? Just causing the lava to just go up higher, but doesn't that kind of screw the other inhabitants and infrastructure in the surrounding
Dude,
areas?
we're
Well,
in a
I'm not
demon
sh-
realm.
I'm not sure if the actual place is sinking.
Oh yeah, you could be going
Yeah,
down.
dang.
You make a good point.
Sorry.
Do I need to rate a step first?
Oh my
All
god.
perspective.
I hope everyone appreciates the stairway barrier that happened. That was pretty sick.
Yes.
I love my mouse not taking me up these stairs.
I also like how climbing to the top of a tower in Elder Scrolls, like a Dagon tower in ESO, is a giant ordeal, whether it's a trial or a dungeon, just to kind of tell of the special nature of the hero
Ads.
Kabaj from Oblivion.
Does anyone else remember that computer game back in the early 2000s? There was a tower climbing
Kitten
game.
Cannon, yeah. Sorry, which game? Sorry, I was being a dickhead.
If there are probably 50,000 of those.
I don't know. This kid who looked it's like Ice Tower or something. I don't
Yes, I remember it.
know. There we go, Ozzy.
But we're the same person. That doesn't count.
lady.
Who died in what? Oh, okay, good. I was about to say, who died and where?
It was radar, I think.
No,
No.
not this time. All the other times, yes.
All the other times.
Hey, we did it. And I got 2 necklaces that I didn't have before. Let's go.
Oh, that's kind of neat. Congrats.
Yeah. Less runs in the future.
Daily endeavors.
I'll pull out the rag picker in case anybody wants a decon stuff.
I've got all this stuff.
Oh, I don't think I ever picked up the quest. Oops.
Shit. Hold on. I'll be right back. I have to leave and go to the event vendor.
Hi.
Your
and
question,
spend
dude.
something. And spend something so I can turn the quest in. I'll be right back. Please don't leave the goods, but please don't leave the through.
No, I'll stick around.
Thank you. Hey, Dexter. I'm playing Elder Scrolls Online. We're doing trial night. It's a ton of fun. Love it. It's good to see you again, by the way. I missed you, bro. It's good to see you.
Did I link that in my stuff? I did not link that in my stuff. Holy crap! There's way. I gotta.
That's so cool.
It was at this moment you realized
Yeah.
I had too much stuff.
Only now?
Wait, can I? Other. What's supposed to be the event merchant decision? Oh, that's cool. It's all the stuff we.
I need all those target.
Okay.
Oh, he does not.
Keep to yourself.
I need one of them. Target.
Yes.
May I have the dagger with daggers,
Yes.
if that's possible?
Come
Once poor lady has. Oh,
My goodness.
you want them all? Cool. Is that the one?
Thank you for the run, everyone. I go away, do other things, like sleep.
Okay.
Get your,
Thanks
get,
for
get,
running.
get your
Thank
rest.
you. No, no.
Take it easy.
Oh, and the
Running
shield.
something. Are we running something else?
Yes.
The shield. That one. No, that's a sash. I don't. Ah, there you go. That one. Those
The
two.
game complained to me that like I have to, and I was like, I don't care.
Amazing.
I have 12 event tickets, and it's just like, well, are you gonna give me like, do you want to turn in the quest? I'm standing at the bottom. I'm standing at the end of the quest. I'm turning in.
Cool.
That's what you're looking for, correct?
Thank you.
What is
Yeah,
the
what do
next
you use?
one's kid?
What do you
It's-
even use your tickets for, Target?
I almost never use my ticket.
Yeah, I knew it.
The next one will either be Cloud Rest or Dread Cell Reef. And I think most people are like, look, give me Cloud Rest.
Not Vader.
What's the fastest we
Radar's gonna exit.
See, told ya, told ya, not Raider. The other one maybe, but not Raider, and not that one.
Here's my thing. I'm kind of down to do Cloud Rest willy-nilly because, like, I'd like to get it filled out and never have to think about it again. Because I've done it so much. I've done it so much. Do I have Azul's on?
So we actually doing
Crap.
Cloud Rest.
I mean, I'm not opposed.
Unless people vote to do something else different.
Side note,
fast
does anybody want the Souls on motifs for their for their books. Like, if not, I'm just gonna sell them anyways. But I'd like people
Is
to
it
like be able.
chests?
Yeah, I got chests.
Shit.
I got chests and I got belts.
Well, I'm the Argonian.
I should have linked them. I'm sorry, my bad. That's on me.
Oh, hang on. We have a new winner.
Hmm?
Oh,
Of what?
no.
What?
Can we? Do we have to do cloud rest?
If you really don't
Oh,
want to do
yeah.
Cloud Rest, Sydney, I understand.
No. I wish there was.
I'll
but
get the belts from you.
Alright, cool. Send me a trade request.
I'm gonna get the chest.
Alright,
Same here.
radar gonna drop you guys.
Tell you what,
Bye, Cinder.
See y'all
we,
later.
we could do
Oh,
halls of
dear,
fabric.
yeah.
We could do halls of fabrication. See you, Radar. We could do halls of fabrication.
People are still, I guess. That's why I was like, just.
I threw my hat into halls of fabrication, so it's tied with Cloud Rest. Oh, and now halls of fabrication wins out. I mean, unless y'all want to do Dreadsail Reef. I don't want to do Dreadsail Reef.
What's wrong with Dreadsail Reef?
I don't know. It's
Everything.
long.
I hate it.
It's long. It's not as long as Rock Grove, but it feels
It's longer.
longer.
Oh, is it longer?
I'm 90% sure it is. I haven't timed
no.
it.
I need to leave then.
Right?
No, I don't have time. It's not like I don't hate it. It's not like I hate it. I don't have time. That's it.
Target.
No, that.
Please
you're
press
asking,
R.
like, is halls of fabrication.
Target, my
Oh, no
beloved.
responses?
Please press R. Please accept the trade. I'm trying to give you these belts for free. Pool Lady needs a chest.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, okay. I was all tabbed to do something.
You're good. I completely understand. Here, Pool Lady, I'll trade you. I'm cool with all the fabrication. I'd like to do it, in fact, but you know, I'm just one person. It's not my opinion is the only one that matters.
There are other people who have a. But like, it is the collective bargaining of opinions that matter. I have every piece of Stone Talker's Oath.
Hey, let's fucking go.
Saxiel Champion, all the pieces, cool. Still missing 2 pieces for Brasside Mania.
Do you ever think we're... Sorry, I'm gonna leave.
Okay.
But I forget to say anything.
You good?
Okay.
So what do you want me to come as?
Going to Halls of Fabrication, come as.
Oh. Okay. Well, you can get radar back then, can't you?
That's what I was gonna say. Like, I was trying to you could send a message to Radar and be like,
We're
Halls of
doing Hall.
Fabrication 1. Would you like to come
Crisis
back?
averted.
And ARD's changing his too.
Oh, Target, I never sent it to you. I should probably do that just in case you're interested. Just because I'm proud of it and I think you might think it's kind of cool.
Alright.
Here. It's a little web app I made all from scratch. I'm proud of it.
Okay.
It's obviously got my Twitch embedded, but I have a little app directory on the side with a bunch of little things I got. I've got my Twitch embedded, but I have that I've also created, on the side, but I'm also working on.
Gotcha.
Oh, that's cool. I'm hoping to eventually kind of refine it,
Okay.
and then just make it even better and stuff, and then just get it set up in such a way that I can eventually just start cranking out copies of it for people. who want like their own similar type of thing, and then they just if they want like a big feature or whatever I have to build, obviously I charge them, but like if they just want like a Streamlabs site that doesn't cost them any money, like on a monthly basis. Yeah, just just think it'd be fun to do.
Okay.
It'd be cool to do it, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, I got a bunch of
it says you're
leaderboard
in a group
notifications.
party.
I'm gonna
Let me see.
step away real quick, just get some more water, use the bathroom. I'll be back in about 5 minutes. Like, how long do you guys think until we get started?
Depends on how quickly the grip refills back up.
Okay.
I'm
So,
also gonna be right back to get cheese.
Alright, so I'm gonna go take 5.
Now be careful with that cheese.
I'm gonna go take 5 minutes to go throw something in my belly and use the bathroom.
Reload. You are. You headed out, Nug?
No, I just booted me out.
Interesting. Because I'm reloading UI because I can't even travel from my house.
Hey, this is Gross. I've got a dip. Good luck in there, guys.
Not a problem. Thanks for coming, Crow.
Thanks, Rose.
Thanks for having me.
Have a good one.
Oh, Kramer.
Yeah.
Why are you going?
Because we don't have enough people yet. I don't have any much time.
Oh,
I got you.
well, thank you for coming.
Thanks
You
for
me.
hanging out.
Gee. And Target, you haven't sent me any recipes yet.
Because I haven't talked to her yet.
Oh, okay. Okay. Understandable.
like you live. Yes, I'm gonna be seeing her Wednesday. Like,
Alright,
No,
I'm
the
back.
thing is,
Sorry.
I don't know when you are on. Right,
Who,
right, right.
when who's on?
It's not like you're going to Target. It's not like you're going to look at Discord using your phone.
I
Yeah,
might.
just-
I might.
Alright. Alright.
So like, just like if I get, because I know she uses an air fryer. Like, if she has recipes, I'll send some.
Oh wait, I want an air fryer.
Why?
Because I'm lazy
So
and
you
I'm
can be cool.
No,
You know
it's,
that,
I don't want.
Do you know that
I'm
it's
tired.
cool to have an air fryer, you know?
Do you
No,
realise that it actually takes longer to cook things?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I
but
also
are you
don't. I
cool?
also don't have to have like a layer of oil over my kitchen that I constantly have to wipe away when I fry food.
No, you don't
You still
understand.
have to.
Oil is not a problem. It's just like when you get air fryer, you instantly like 100,000 positive in social credits. You're very fucking cool in your neighborhood. Like people are like, oh shit, grandma, did you just get your fucking air fryer? Yeah. How did she know? How could she tell? Yeah, I could.
I've
I
heard
also
they
wanna-
make. I've
I
heard they
also
make
wanna-
perfect grilled cheese sandwiches.
I
You
honestly,
see
the
something
reason I
that's
want
air
them is
fryer,
because
just
my
buy
main
it, bro.
depression food is chicken nuggets and pizza rolls, and I really like hate having to turn on the oven and shit. So like, if I could just put them in that and do that instead, that'd be great.
Air fryer
Yeah.
is a status symbol. That's it. Period. I don't care
Welcome
about
to the
anything.
Hey,
American
Flo,
way
good
of
to
life.
see you, man. We're doing some trials in Elder Scrolls Online. It's a great old time.
Wait, does that mean I'm American now?
No, I actually have an air fryer, and I better use it.
Yeah. Once you have an air fryer, you are fucking cool as blue.
Also, I'm cool now, huh?
You were always cool,
I've been
Sydney.
using the barbecue more.
I told Kuma when he asked me, he's like, "Do I have any air fryer recipes?" I was like, "I don't air fry." He's like, "I was like, will my cousin's recipes work?" Or he's like, "Oh yeah," but he's like, "Why don't you air fry?" Like,
Adrian.
I fry. Like, I don't air fry. I fry. I put the oil in.
Honestly,
and I
you know what I would
You
use
still
the
gotta
air
use
fryer?
oil, but you don't use as much.
No,
You know
no,
what
no,
I'd
no.
use-
Like in air fryers, you don't use the oil.
Yeah, not at
Actually,
all.
you do have to with some recipes.
Well,
For
some,
some
but like,
recipes, yes.
Yeah.
but like, honestly, like I like you can use the air fryer to like if you're doing like um if you're just gonna like if you're not gonna do like an egg dredge, like it's really good for just like if you just put the flour on, like if you like cut up like some chicken and like some seasoned flour and just dust it all or like you know, like toss it in that. It's really good for that because like there's like not a lot of wet for like that drips into it, which can be like a pain in the ass because of like the egg dredge. If you don't have an egg dredge, it's actually great.
Yeah, I'm
And,
stealing that recipe. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and like I made a fantastic. I made marry me chicken for my girlfriend, for and her roommate and stuff. And it's this really really great recipe that's basically like you fry chicken in olive oil and butter, and
Did
it's
you
like
write it in and send it to him? Write it out and send it to him, right?
the marry me chicken. Sure, yeah. I'll see if I can dig up the recipe and send it to you.
Post it in the guild. I demand it.
Here, hold on, let me
Everyone
pull-
that's got an air fryer can use it.
Well, no. What you're supposed to do with it is you're supposed to like fry the chicken, like the breaded chicken, in like a pool of like butter and oil. But like
Stick it in the air fryer.
stick it in the air fryer instead because like you know if you need to have like that little bit of flour in the oil and butter to give it that like softer consistency, like almost like a roux, just dust a little bit in there until it gets to that consistency. Collect all the rest of that shit because like, you're gonna put chicken stock in it later anyways, so you're not missing for like chicken flavoring.
I mean, it's chicken. How could the chicken lose its chicken flavoring?
Sometimes some people cook all the chicken.
You got
up.
you guys got any rabbit recipes? I'm sure my cats would enjoy it.
Air fried rabbit.
I got another one today. This morning.
What, chicken?
No rabbit.
Rabbits.
Oh, rabbit?
So her cats go and catch rabbits and bring them to the. I brought
No,
her.
the poor bunnies.
Like pissed. They could turn around and make horse, any animal, anyone break their ankle on their holes, and they just breed like rabbits. So yeah, my cats are doing a favour. Doing our country a favour with an introduced species. Killing them off.
Conservation is king.
Cats themselves are not native to
I
New
know.
Zealand.
Shush.
But
I was
I'm
hoping no one would pick up on that, but plus you can.
I thought
They may not be
aren't
native, but,
bunnies
like, that doesn't
not
mean that
native
they
to
can't
New
be
Zealand
used
either?
No. But like, it doesn't mean that like you can't use a non-native thing to get rid of a non-native thing.
They're also decimating the bird population and like everything
Actually,
else.
no. I disagree on that. Because I see so many rabbits, and in a year, I think they've brought home 2 birds. And all that time.
I mean, yes, anecdotally, like your cats may not, or the cats around you may not go after birds that much, but like they've been like terrible to like local ecosystems, like all over the world.
I hear you. I understand that.
But your cats may be friendly to the birdies, but others are not, unfortunately.
Well, their preferred diet is rabbit, and mice. Birds are a little bit harder to catch, so of course, lazy cats go after easy catches.
Yeah, that makes sense. My parents' cat, Jerry, he's a little black cat, and that they rescued, and he's their minister at where they live. And that little man, he's an adorable cat. He's a love bug, but he will fucking terrorize the poor little chipmunks in the woods.
Sorry.
I got your name. I got your number. You ain't going nowhere.
That in the voice of God, his name escapes me. What was the top hat dude? Not the dude from Guns N' Roses, but the dude from WWE.
I'll get that to you guys later. Bye bye.
Alright.
See ya.
Randy Savage, that's what he is. I imagine you saying
Yes.
that target in like Randy Savage's voice.
Well, like, yeah, because what is it in the first Spider-Man? It's like, I got you in here. You ain't going nowhere. Is what he says. But like, yeah, it's Randy Savage would probably be the closer one to it.
Do you think we're calling it a night or something?
Like we've lost like half the group. That's what I was like, huh? Well, we may not be going.
Pity. That sucks.
People have been like, peace. I'm out.
They got their double drops from Rock Grove and kept it pushing.
Yeah, because we're at 7 people out of 12, so we lost almost half.
But we still had like the tanks and the healers, so we can put Humpty Dumpty back together again, I think.
Yeah. Festival was on for. Sent her a message and like she disappeared. Crows is making his way to eat some home cooked food that's coming out of the oven. So we'll see. And I am in the process of emptying bags and the like.
My character's just staring at a wall with Deshaun.
Does the wall look enticing?
About as enticing as the average vanilla zone Dunmer architecture.
Because there are some interesting walls to stare at.
True. Very true. Beep, beep, boom, 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 boom.
Hey, Sydney, has Red Blade come on?
You ask me that now? Yeah,
He has not.
Slide him. I don't think you can. I'm selling shit.
What was that? What was that, Kim?
He hasn't.
Was that no? He hasn't.
Y'all want to go
I know
run
you
dungeons
said
or
he was
something?
gonna come, but like he's not out. Oh. Because we may, like, depending on how this turns out, we may end for tonight.
I mean, worst case scenario, we could do Group Finder.
We can, but like,
Do we really
I know
want
Cam is
to?
loving the sleep vibe right now.
That's
Like,
true. That's valid.
Because they're like, what? Do you have finals in like 3 weeks, Cam? 4 weeks?
No idea.
That's scary.
Why?
That you don't know that like you have.
Well, the semester's still going, so I assume it's not fucking tomorrow.
Yeah, but like 2 weeks made like maybe a thing.
I think we've got 3.
Hmm.
I'm too busy to worry about how busy I'm going to be.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. I got you. I got you. So working hard.
Hardly working.
That just means you need more sleep.
Are you like trying to sell the idea of sleeping to me? Like, what
No.
is this?
No, I don't have to sell the idea of sleeping to you because you have purchased it lock, stock, and barrel.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking at the people, what people want to go do, and what people are on to do, and what people are not on to do. If we do not get new members, minutes, we'll probably call it for a night.
And probably means if I don't hop in and do some content with you guys in the next week, that means the next time I'll see you, it'll be my birthday.
Yep.
Wahoo!
That's right. Yeah. Because I'm looking at where everybody is, like people in the Endless Arc, Fungal Dread Cell Reef. Like places they're not coming out of anytime soon. Halls of Fabrication is kind of one that even though we can plug it, I probably wouldn't want to plug it as much because it's a long run.
I'm starting to get a little upset, I think.
About what?
So, there's this thing called Art on the Mart, right? It is there's this really large permanent projection on that goes onto the Mercantile Building in Chicago, right? It's just this big, flat, windowed thing. It's like a giant fucking canvas, right? It's a terrible canvas, but whatever. And Art on the Mart is like an art project where they basically project images onto the thing with a sound speaker, like on the opposite the river. Then you can sit and watch it. It's pretty cool, right? And it's an art project thing. And my girlfriend, had a 4-minute slot in had a 2-minute slot in a hour-long show on it. And this is an internationally recognized thing. It's very famous. People internationally are looking at it, legends and all that. And one of the things that they said about it is that you can't put your IG or any identifying information on it. They were very strict about that. And then she said, but it's okay because it's on the website. Well, I was trying to look it up so I could show you guys the cool shit she did. And
if you're talking, I can't hear you right now because apparently my earpiece decided to die, and they're not reconnecting it.
Damn it! Damn it!
Well, I was listening.
Yeah, well, what I was saying was that basically, I'm looking on the website trying to find any mention of her and her art, and there's exactly fucking all.
Oh, good.
And I'm just did they just take a bunch of art students' shit and not credit them? I mean, I wouldn't put it past them. They're the art world's scuzzy as shit, but
It'd be surprising for something that big.
My girlfriend's been stressing about this for months, weeks. It's been it's in her fucking senior exhibition what she'd been working on for months. It was the weekend before this, so it's she's been dying.
I think you're right. They need to credit the people that contributed to the piece that they.
Well, the only people that the only people that are contributors is two of the they're her two fucking teachers.
Yeah, no, that's not right.
I'm hoping I'm wrong.
Yeah. Except you're not. If it's not obvious that they had help, then they're sort of lifting that work and calling it their own project without crediting the people that actually worked on it.
Right?
That happens. I had a communication teacher do the same thing.
Chicago Public, no. Stop it.
But all you have to do usually is mention that and just be like, we need to put out something that credits everybody that had a piece in this. And then they'll probably add it without.
Yeah, I'm hoping I'm wrong and I'm just looking in the wrong place or whatever. But if that's not the case and and my girlfriend is surprised by this,
well, just Google the event and then Google her name with it.
On the Mart.
And see if it pulls up anything anywhere. Also,
Man.
I walked right into this dungeon and got my fragment by killing one thing. The first thing I killed.
What fragments are you looking for?
Sorry. Just excited.
No, I love that for you.
I'm looking for my Hashimoto fragments, and I only have one more to get out of 50.
Which one do you need?
I am getting the lures, I think. There's lures and there's something else.
The lures? I'll go home and check to see if
Well, I'm not sure if it's one of them. It's either the lure or the whatever the other one.
Yeah.
I think you gave me something that you had already.
Yeah, I know, but I've been in there since.
Yeah, I can't find it. This is kind of making me upset.
Gosh, I have crap internet connection. Oh, maybe it's Elder Scrolls.
Graduate students. Art on the March 2023 winter program will feature a collaborative work titled Analog that has been made. So let me click on Analog and see. Nope, and it doesn't link any of the other fucking students. It's just...
So is the idea that it's a collaborative between like an art
Yeah.
class?
Yeah,
Like one specific class, but they're
Well,
not listing all the students in it?
So when I say class, I mean like the people who of a graduating year who are going to graduate at the same time. Like it's in only like 6 to 8 people were like picked out of this out of a class of hundreds, and you know my girlfriend was one of them because she's fucking amazing. But like the fact that like. Yeah, no, this upsets me. I'm gonna have to talk to her about this and after after the in-laws leave, because like she has a complicated relationship with her family and they're here visiting. So I'm not about to layer that more on her.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, it's not her fault that they didn't credit her.
Pisses me off. They just said, it's on the website, I'm not too worried about it. It sucks, but whatever. And I'm like, they didn't even put it on the fucking website. Ah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
That's upsetting.
Okay, we're gonna try Elder Scrolls again. One more time.
Fingers crossed.
One more.
What do y'all think the over-under is on us getting to do another trial tonight?
Very unlikely.
Really?
Yeah.
Does anybody want
Not
to?
feeling it.
Anybody want to run some dungeons or something?
I probably should get some sleep if we're not doing trials, because I have some schoolwork I have to get done tomorrow, and I want to be awake for it.
That sounds
I
important.
hear you there.
Toodaloo, I guess. I don't know.
I have to work in the morning, so
Nice seeing you,
I'm
Salt.
just gonna train my little guy in writing and how we call it.
Anybody here play Baldur's Gate 3?
Yeah, a little bit.
When you say a little bit, do you mean that actually a little bit, or are you being sarcastic and you're like, oh, I've put hundreds of hours into it so far?
No, a little bit.
Okay, a little bit.
I know people that love it. Love it.
Oh, I love it too. It's great. I like it for just because it's such a great RPG. Another friend of mine loves it because he's like a strategy addict. He loves that. I have another friend who gets mad at all the combat she has. Like she says, because like, why is there so much combat in my BL simulator?
Question.
Also, I started ripping lines wholesale from fucking Halcyon because that man is so goddamn rizzy. It's put in work in my. It's helped me put in work in my relationship.
It is well written by the people who write.
I also like the fact that Larian with that voice actor said, just go in. This is the general vibe of the character. Be yourself. Say the lines, and basically that was exactly what ended up happening. I remember the VA who played Karlak is she very much had lines or vague ideas of what would need to be said, and she would put little twists and stuff like the reason the reason why Karlak comes off as very non-binary in terms of her vibe is mainly because the VA is non-binary and was told she wasn't told no that she could be like that, which was I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
Neat.
I also find it funny how the VA who plays Shadowheart will live stream herself play the girlfriend. The VA for Shadowheart's girlfriend will literally stream herself playing Baldur's Gate, and there's a freaking hilarious clip where Shadowheart's VA's girlfriend was like absentmindedly talking like, "Oh, Karlach is so hot," just completely forgetting, completely forgetting the fact that her life partner, who voiced the other character, is mouth drop in offense. It's really funny. Sorry, I talk too much.
Nah, you're good.
It's the decoy. I have one more decoy to get, which I will get tomorrow, because they drop one every day at least.
Gotcha.
Fragments are
Yeah,
a bit easier.
I was gonna say we're probably gonna call it because I don't think for tonight.
I just want to say I'm so happy that
What is that?
we're able to get the old event items from years past with the Impressive's assistant now. Sorry, I completely cut you off, Target. I apologize.
Oh,
What were you
that's fine.
saying?
I was saying we're probably gonna call it for tonight.
Yeah, that seems to be about right. There's only 6 or 7 of us here.
It's a pretty good run anyway.
Yeah, it was.
Yep,
We got it done.
It
I clocked it at a little under an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Probably around 15 minutes or so, I guess.
I guess we need to buy a new cheap mouse. Or a good mouse.
I'll go Google the one. I'll go back in my Amazon list and see what the ID number was for the one I'm currently using. It's quite good. It's receptive. It's got the nice RGB for my autism, and it's got two buttons on the side for mouse 4 and mouse 5.
I'm an MX Ergo guy myself.
Is that a good mouse?
Logitech.
Mm.
I have
got
a
it.
Viper
I don't
Mini
know
because
what-
I have small hands.
Have some Corsair something or other. Don't know.
Wait, Cam.
Maybe.
How do I say this? I used. Never mind.
How dare you leave me hanging?
I was going to ask if you were short, but I didn't know how to say that in a way that wasn't going to make you mad or upset.
Yes.
Right down
The
there.
answer is yes.
Okay,
There
so
are a few short people on here.
okay,
Y'all shorties? For real?
Yeah. What do you call short?
I don't know. I'm from Colorado.
No.
We're all like giants.
I am 5'2".
Aw.
5 foot 3 and a
that is
half.
Like
not the
little
thing.
wood elves
That
are.
is not the thing. If there's one thing I've learned as someone who has short friends, the one thing you never say to a short person when they tell you they're short is "aw."
Oh.
You know what?
I just
You're
moved
really
away
Some
from
small
Colorado.
packages.
Wait, what's that, Doug?
We done?
Yep.
Yeah, that's to say we're gonna call it for tonight because
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking at how to get the time it'll take us to get another group together to roll. It's probably better to just call it for tonight. And so other people started cutting out. So I was like, yeah, that's fine.
So I was bailing.
But Cam, the reason why I asked that was because when you said small hands, it kind of clicked for me why you have the dry humor and the wit that you do.
It's also the awkward mixture of British and French.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
the dry comedy.
I have to ixnay my French phobia when I'm here,
No, you can
And my-
have that. I have it too.
and my English phobia.
She may have that occasionally. Not
A little
always.
bit.
I mean, I don't have a problem with honestly, like Canadians are fine. The problem is just English people proper, but that's just me. Not even English people, just like ones that live in castles.
I mean, I have problems with any people that live in castles, whether they're English
Right?
or not.
Right?
So, like, I don't even know why you brought English into this.
mainly because the English Empire is like responsible for like
I guess I should go start the
the
crown.
world of shit.
Yeah, well, I would say historically I don't like the English.
Yeah. But Victoria's
Currently,
good. That's
they're
a good
pretty
show.
alright.
Yeah, they're pretty. Yeah.
No, they're not. I
No, they're
disagree
not.
with that.
No, they
No, I
just-
mean,
they
like,
just-
relative to other countries, you know, they're not doing anything particularly
You're
wrong.
talking about a country that imposed economic sanctions on itself.
Yeah.
Dude, have you seen
That
the
is a
United
great
States?
way of putting it.
Yes,
How do you
but
know
we
the
didn't
United
break.
States
But,
is
Yeah.
crazy?
but we
Listen.
didn't Brexit.
Yeah, listen.
You
We
would've
Yeah.
listen.
given
We
the choice.
listen.
Brexit was flat out crazy.
The UK voted for fascism and shot themselves in the foot economically. America just did the first half part.
True.
Yeah, but there's a lot of crazy Americans, like, especially in the South.
Oh no, of course. There's a
There is
reason.
a lot of-
Like, I quite literally.
I think there's a lot of
volunteer-
Americans that are like, I'd rather have a fascist than a woman.
Yeah,
No
those
doubt about
people. Yeah, and those are usually and those men wonder why women don't want to date them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like it's gotten kind of funny watching
Oh, I know. I've been keeping up with both.
watching
Fifth
how
column.
the interactions on a political level, like, hey, people don't want certain things, and it's like, oh no, we want this. People don't want that.
Right?
No, we want this. And then like
no, we really don't.
the people are going like, no, we don't want this.
There-
The
there's-
abortion
there's-
laws were
that-
fun to follow for that reason.
And then it is
It's honestly been the great it's like Democrats and liberals and leftists too have been screaming that the right wing wants to take your rights away, and nobody ever believed us, and then they did, and they're like, oh shit, this is not good. Maybe we didn't realize they were actually going to take our rights away.
But,
God
like-
damn.
What rights you talking about?
Bodily autonomy.
Exactly. You guys don't have rights.
Well played.
don't you know, in the United States, we have the right to happiness. That's our Achilles.
For who? For who?
Who? For the people with money?
Basically.
Yeah.
America is more
Life,
than happy.
liberty, and happiness.
The pursuit of happiness.
Pursuit of happiness.
The
You are
United
not
States,
guaranteed that you're going to achieve it.
Yeah,
You are
that's
not
where
guaranteed.
Canada drew the line right there. They're like, pursuit of happiness. What the hell is that? No.
Exactly.
the thing is that like at the end of the day, America is more than happy to implement socialist like legislation so long as it only goes to like rich fuckers.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Noticed
like
that,
this
yeah.
like socialism for the wealthy is very, very much a very accepted thing here because
That's
you know.
not just in America, though.
oh no,
It's
but
yeah.
worldwide now.
But remember, it is America's fault that other places in the
Yeah.
world are like that.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Yes, it
The
is.
Russian oligarchs are like greedy freaking mafia thugs.
and
They
why
have
are the
nothing to
Russian
do with
oligarchs in the
America
first place?
didn't make them that way.
We did. It's called the shock doctrine. After the collapse of the Soviet Union, America practiced something called the shock doctrine in previous Soviet countries. Which what they would do is that they would privatize the previously publicly owned things and put it in the hands of a handful of people. And these are the people that eventually
look.
became the
The
oligarchs.
first thing when the Soviet Union fell, you know what the very first thing that moved in there was? Fucking Amway. How do I know that? Because I had a friend that was like in, I don't know, ex-Czechoslovakia or like modern day Czechoslovakia or whatever. And she's just like, all these people are so excited. We're all going to the stadium. And we're going to hear this thing and it's going to bring us all money and blah, blah, blah. She's like, I'll go with you. And she's like, it's fucking Amway salesman.
Well, you,
No,
yeah,
the pyramid the pyramid
Fucking-
scans
the
move
fucking
in.
pyramids, the fucking pyramid schemes loved it because they had a bunch of rubes who had never heard of them before, like in a different part of the world. Of course, like there's a reason why
It's human
Herbalife.
nature, dude. Human nature is like,
There's a
I'm
reason why
gonna
Herbalife
get.
is moving into Mexico
I'm
and Latin America
smart.
heavily. It's terrible.
I'm smarter than everyone else, therefore I'm going to take their money. I mean, that's human nature. That's not like the Americans' fault, the U.S.'s fault.
That
The
oh,
people are like,
that's
If
People are
it's
just
bad,
like-
yeah, we
that's
take advantage will be
capitalism.
taken.
That's
Yes.
capitalism, baby.
And
nah,
on that
I don't even-
bombshell,
no, I think
Yeah.
it's literally. I think it's literally human nature.
Good night,
No,
guys.
Good night,
It's like the
Thanks,
snake oil
Kim.
salesman, the holy roller preacher with his Cadillac. I mean, it just goes on and on and on.
I mean, shit. People have been around for.
I'm sure the pharaohs
Millennium.
had their own like pyramid scams.
They
Do
have
I
pyramids.
have a
They
story
had the
to tell
pyramids,
you?
and the scam was the slaves were building them. I'm just saying.
Well, actually, believe it or not, archaeologists. So actually,
If
on
you
that
just
note,
dragged these big
archaeologists.
rocks
No,
over here.
no, dead ass. There's actually like archaeologists have like recently uncovered that around a lot of the pyramids, there were entire towns that were verbose
Yes.
and looking up and after uncovering a bunch of old, cuneiform tablets and things of that nature, like in translating them, they real like a lot of the people. It wasn't necessarily slaves that were working on the
Not always.
not all of them,
Right,
like, not all
right.
of them. Like a lot of the people who were working on it, like who were like cutting the stone, providing lodging. Like there was robust
Right.
towns and cities surrounding the construction of these pyramids,
Yes,
and
but
not,
like-
so
but
it
like
wasn't all
even-
slave labor.
Even in doing that, even if you have slaves, because you have to understand the idea of slavery was different than what our ideas of slavery are. And so
Humans
the
weren't chattel.
Yes, and so like when you consider it, the fact that they had means with which to buy, even with the small amount that they may have had, with the volume of people, it's the same thing as like having the Roman legion show up in Europe. There's going to be a town that develops around them because people are going to want to buy to get the trade with the Romans that are there, because they're going to actually spend stuff. Like it's just the fact that there's people. Oh, there's goods to be traded, goods and services to be traded, so
And they're
you
all
get-
working towards the higher good, though. Someone's like, it's sort of like when they built the great like cathedrals of the Renaissance. It's like they did that for the church, and probably
I
the
mean, yeah.
Aztecs. They were
Well, those
doing
were
it for
also
like
projections of
whatever,
power.
either the king or for the Aztec god or whatever.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's like I wouldn't even say it was very good. It's just like things like that were just projections of power. Back in the day, the church, played power games just like every other ruler did because
still
they had
do.
the sway, and they still do.
Mhm.
Even and things like the cat, like institutions like the Catholic Church may not affect us in the Western world the same way as it would have 100 years ago. Changes to the Catholic Church that happen today are like huge in other parts of the world. It's all about power. It's all about at the end of the day, it's like it's been like this throughout history. Like there's people have needs, and different societies are structured different ways to fulfill those needs, and in some cases they're more top-down authoritarian, sometimes they're more communal, but at the end of the day, communities work towards goals that benefit the community based on how it's defined, and communities are usually defined by people having their wanting to have their individual needs met, and the community meets those needs, and the community works together as an entity. Now, granted,
Except when they get screwed up, and then they have
those-
Brexit.
right? Well, then granted, those communities the needs might be different based off of how that shit's run. But yeah, the problem is that the problem with Brexit really was it came down to a generational divide almost, and it was also like just a wave of like xenophobia and misinformation. Like at the end of the day, Brexit, the economic consequences of Brexit are going to be ruinous for the youngest generation and the younger generations in England. But it's not going to matter for the people who wanted it, because a lot of the people who did wanted it, as of 2021, are either like a lot of the people who voted for Brexit back when it originally happened are like dead now, either of old age or COVID.
Well, no.
I don't know about that.
That's not even close to accurate.
There's a reason I said a lot.
That was like within the last 10 years, dude.
There's a reason I said a lot and not all. Yeah, obviously they're still there, but like
no,
there's
like
people.
Because they're so the biggest problem that they're having to deal with. The reason why there's like change in public perception is because
people's wallets are hurting finally.
Lied to the Queen. Like they had more problems with the fact that Boris lied to the Queen than anything else.
Boris's frumpy ass lying about like the xenophobic he was trying to do to the why would I not be? Why I'm so surprised I would never think he would do
like
that.
That had
the new king probably persuaded him to.
So like
honestly,
that's more likely.
If that little tiny island that really only produces some very decent cheese and nice woolen items and good tailoring,
Make nice cars.
if they don't realize what a good deal they have by being part of the European Union, it's like, don't let the door hit you in the butt on the way out.
British pound is still really good compared to EU currency.
Yeah, but you'll have to remember that like if you take and there's a really interesting graph. I'll go dig it up and see if I can find it. But basically, it's a graph that basically shows if what the GDP of a country is, and then what the GDP of that country is if you remove the largest cities from them and see it.
Nothing.
And but even Australia had like a higher economic output than the UK.
Do you know how big Australia is compared?
I just hear a bounce.
Exactly. But
New Zealand's bigger than England.
But even so, London is the banking capital of the world for even today, after Brexit, but that's looking like it's going to change.
No. London is the money laundering capital of the world.
Can you extrapolate on that? Because I don't know this story.
It really is.
So the Russian oligarchs, to money launder their money, they bought.
I thought they did that in New York apartments.
They bought them in London. They didn't buy them in New York. They bought them in London because London wanted the money. It's literally the money laundering capital of the globe.
But
I will
the
make
point
mention to the fact that for English people, the thing that is the most interesting for my realization, is that they are the only people who never call themselves immigrants when they move somewhere.
Americans do that shit too. They call themselves expats.
No, that's the British term. That's not the American term.
So bizarre.
So they're expats, they're expats living in Spain or expats living in France, and when they tell them, well, okay, you're an expat, so you've immigrated here. If you're not going to, oh no, I'm British, so I don't have to follow your rules. Then you have to go back to Britain. No, I'm an expat.
That sounds like some American shit, dude. If I'm being honest,
that's English.
It's totally English.
That's the.
It's like they still think they own the globe. They think
hang on. The Americans believe they own the globe.
Yeah,
I don't think so much anymore. I don't think so, because there's a certain point. There was a recent point in time, maybe, I don't know, within the last 5 years or so, where all of a sudden the United States is like, we can't keep being the world's police dog. We're not going to do that. We're just spending all of our money trying to help people out with their wars or whatever. So how do you back off of that? And what do you
They
replace
are
that money
making
with?
money out of those wars.
Well, yeah, that we have a war-based economy. We have for 100 years.
Yeah,
That's-
like that.
but-
That's why. That's why
there's a
that's why I was
conscious
so happy with
movement
you.
where it's like we're going to stop doing that, so we're going to try to replace that
Yeah.
with something else.
That's why I
So
was
now
so.
they're
That's,
like,
that's
"Oh,
why I
we
was
need to
happy with
do-"
like the Ukraine conflict. Like I obviously supported it for moral reasons and shit, but like from a purely economic standpoint, it's great because we get to have our war-based economy, and then I don't get fucking drafted to go fight and die in a foreign war.
Well, like if you want
No,
to
we're
look
spending
for-
billions still.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but if you wanted to look
Billions
for a
upon
silver lining-
billions.
if you wanted to look for a silver lining, there's a better silver lining. So the
Tens of billions.
those who are fighting
Too much.
because Ukraine doesn't have a navy, didn't have a navy, doesn't have the traditional military setup that we're used to. The concept of having big carriers and big submarines and all having
All
all
right,
this good stuff. Go for it.
I just said I'm jumping out of here.
Go
See
for
you
it.
now.
guys.
Have a good one.
Have a good night.
I'll you guys up next week.
Hit
Bye.
you next week.
Take care.
We don't have to have those things anymore because they took out the Russian carriers without a navy from land.
That was so funny. I thought that was so funny.
They're using drones, like low cost drones. They're using electric bicycles. They're using stuff and rolling up on the Russians and taking out stuff. What it has done, exactly. Because they're quiet. They don't have to use that, and like that's what our military has been trying to say, because they've told the U.S. government we don't need as much money each year. The military has told we don't need as much money, and they've still increased how much they give them anyway.
That's because we want to crush Russia under the heel of our ideally.
Well,
No,
Ukraine
this
is going to be Russia's Afghanistan.
No.
What'd you say?
No,
Well,
like,
Afghanistan
like
too,
Afghanistan was Russia's Afghanistan.
Well,
Yeah.
I meant Afghanistan 2 Electric Boogaloo, my bad.
So like the Ukraine is literally Russia trying to Ukraine is going to break Russia.
Yeah.
That's true.
It already has.
They kind of have, but like it's like where like nobody's going to be able to, like Russia's not even going to be able to say that they didn't get broken by them.
This is a joke now. It's like everybody's going to be like, "Oh, Russia, ooh, a scary power. Come on over."
But
The only
like
thing scary about them
Oh
is
my
their nukes.
coffee.
China's
If they
thing
even
is, like-
have any that work, Russia doesn't have jack, dude. It's like a tumbleweed blowing down an empty road with a bunch of people drinking vodka watching it. I mean, they don't have anything. They haven't had
They
anything since Sputnik. So,
they
like,
have-
maybe in 50s when they put up the little tiny satellite that went up in the sky, and everyone's like, holy shit, we got to catch up.
Well,
We're
the reason
losing
why
batteries. Like,
the reason why
Russia
Russia
has-
is not the reason why Russia isn't as strong as it used to be, like, is because it's just Russia. They don't have an empire to pull from anymore. Because that's the thing a lot of people forget. Like the USSR was just imperialism by
it's
just another
completely
name.
corrupt.
And the other thing, like back in the day, like one of the things that the USSR would do is it would take if you were living in Russia, specifically in Moscow, you were sitting pretty. But like if you were in any of the satellite states, the buffer nations, like you kind of fucked, if I'm being honest. And so Russia's pretending that it's like this world power and it's like this big Russian bear, but like it doesn't have any of the.
Dude, it's like North Korea. It's like North Korea's dad.
So
got a
We're
bunch of
sending them
people that are
guns and-
just
guns and
like
bullets now.
hunkering down, thinking that they have it all, and they have nothing.
So the trick is, Russia has oil. Russia
Berg, how you
has
doing?
titanium.
Nice to see you.
Russia has farmland. They have wheat. Ukraine is an equivalent to them as a wheat basket.
A bread basket.
But
yeah.
These are the things that you start to understand. Russia is also starting to see that like China, because of the way that it plays, is just like, hey, look, we don't care about like taking people's dirt. We don't care about all that. Like, we just don't mess with us making money.
And it's not I
'Cause
don't think it's a question of oil right now, because I mean Venezuela has so much oil, and
No, no,
today,
no.
really do, Target. And just today I was looking at the Venezuelan dollar to whatever they have. I can't remember, the Bolivia or whatever. You need to have $3,000 in Venezuela to get $1.
Venezuela isn't
3,000.
shipping salt. Venezuela is not shipping oil to England.
I know they're not doing anything right now because you have to have 3,000 Bolivian dollars to get $1. But they have oil down there. They're an oil producer.
But that's not. No. It does. What you're missing in what I'm saying to you is Venezuela provides oil to this side of the globe when it feels like it. The trick is Russia was providing oil to Eastern and Western Europe. Like that's where they got their oil. The trick is most people are trying to shift from oil, and Russia has cut off itself before people finalize the shift. The reason why the United Arab Emirates is the place where everybody usually gets most of their oil from is because they have the greatest reserve of oil. They have enough oil for everybody in the entire globe that's using oil right now to continue using oil for the next 500 years. What's that? Oh, good. For the next,
my girlfriend
next
just got
500
home.
years, Salt. That, and like they realize that most countries just like us are like, hey, we can't be dependent on them because they can shut the oil off and our military can't go anywhere.
Right.
That's literally the reason we moved to the hybrid Humvee.
Yeah.
Like this is why like we're trying to get two different vehicles. This is literally me talking about the bicycles.
I understand all that. I understand the whole oil economy and how it's going to be like not really the currency that it used to be in the future.
Yes, but this is why like some of the things that.
But there's a lot of oil out there. That's just it. Is people are always like, it's about the oil. It's like there's a lot of oil. We have oil.
It's about the transport of oil in Europe. That's like Ray. That's why Ray, when he jumps in, he's talking about how much wood he's shipping to Europe. They don't ship the oil to Europe. They ship wood. Russia literally has pipelines that are run all the way into Europe. That ran all the way to England. Those pipelines are shut off. Like as soon as like once the war started, all that got shut off. They had to get it from somewhere else. They're not going to ship oil from Venezuela to Europe.
No, I'm not saying that they are. I'm just saying that you had mentioned earlier that it was like Russia has all this oil, but it's like so does everyone else. That's my only point.
No, like that's what I'm saying. No, like no. Because it's the cost of shipping it. Like it does.
Well, it's the cost of getting it out the ground for sure.
Well, not getting to move it from here to somewhere else is actually the cost that they're worried about. That's why Russia was providing to most of Europe, because they have the ability.
I think it's good that this kind of, I mean, I don't think the war is good at all in any way, but I think it's good in the sense that it's going to force people to stop being so dependent on oil, ideally.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I say. Like
the fact that the U.S. military, like you said, target is going into like a hybrid, like getting hybrid vehicles is huge, because again, like in this, like a lot of like the American chauvinist men who will fight against electric vehicles on principle or some shit because they're just stupid. They like the fact that the U.S. Army is doing it now. Like they could always point to this, the Army doesn't fucking do this shit. Why the fuck I should do this shit? Like all that crap. You know what I mean? So
I mean,
well, they're gonna still do it.
Yeah.
Like why drive a tank in somewhere when you can fly a solar powered drone in somewhere? Eventually, it's gonna come down to like Star Trek. People just battle. They're just like, I'll give you one man and you give us one man, and they'll battle in the arena, and then that'll determine power.
So like the drone thing that you're talking about, that's literally what's going on in Ukraine right now.
Yeah.
Like that's why that's already happening. That's why it's like we don't need that stuff. The literal, when I'm talking about the electric bikes that they're riding around on, they've got electric bikes with solar powered rechargers.
I loved all the photographs of like the lines of tanks coming out, or the lines of trucks. I think there were some kind of heavy trucks trying to move soldiers, and it was like in the wet season, and they're just like completely bogged down, like hundreds of them all in a row.
Yes.
It's just like, war is so stupid.
Like it's like we don't fight wars like that anymore.
That's right. That's why when everyone's like, Russia's such a power, it's like, really? Because if they're thinking like that, let's play like the world's a chess game. They're like a ranked beginner.
Like I call
they are
Russia being
cyber attacks as well.
This is true.
What's it mean?
Because cyber attacks.
Yeah, like that's where a lot of the US budget and effort has gone at this point. It is going towards fighting cyber attacks too.
No. That's literally what the military is trying to move it towards.
That's what I was trying to. That was the point I was trying to make. They're trying to they're putting a whole fucking ton of money trying to get it to
it's still for everything else, because that's why the senators are getting upset that we're not making any super carriers anymore.
Oh, we're not making
right, because of our war-based economy. I remember like a long time ago when I was really young, someone just turned to me and they were like, do you know if we didn't have any more wars and if there was like peace on Earth, our entire nation would go bankrupt?
Yep.
And it's true. It's like we literally have nothing other than that.
We have.
But now we do.
No.
I mean,
we've always had stuff. It's just the fact that like we don't. So the concept of what we have is different. Like we technically are our own breadbasket.
Right.
We don't need another.
We have enough We have enough to like provide for our own. Although, you know, I will take some German engineering over the shit we build any day. Sorry, anyone like.
Hey, I agree, and I get where you're coming from, but Fords, like in the last 10 years, have gotten a fuck ton better than they were 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
It depends on if you're looking at the consumer reports and how many vehicles in the past 10 years have had recalls.
I mean, I thought this little German.
Last I checked, Volkswagen a few years ago had a pretty fucking gnarly one too.
Every U.S. vehicle that has been made in the past 10 years has had a recall.
Wow.
I don't
Before
drive, so I
that,
don't keep up
no.
with that, unfortunately.
Yeah, no. Like these are things that like, because believe it or not, my mom and I had actually talked about this. This is why the old car market is so strong in the U.S. because all the new ones technically have had a recall. Like every single vehicle the past 10 years has had a recall. So like if you get a car that's older than 10 years old, there's probably not a recall. There's probably not been a recall on it if it's still driving now, or that the issue was dealt with. Everything this side of it, there's been a recall for something.
Wait, what'd you do there
Yeah.
for?
What's that?
What'd you do there for?
What we do that for? I don't know. Like
What
they
did you
did it.
change the crown to me?
I didn't. I
You
probably
want-
get disconnected.
Do you want to come with Radar and I to do frost bolt?
I will probably chill for just a moment because, like,
We want to wrap
I
this
was-
conversation up.
yeah, because
I'm reading-
Left.
I'm reading all about the wood turned into pellets to ship over to Europe for fuel. That's really interesting.
That's what Ray does. He's
Yeah, that's
literally
really
using-
interesting.
He's literally taking the mesquite wood and shipping it over.
What's this article's like? Yeah, except should we keep that at home and ship it to places so they could use wood pellets? It's like, no, that's not a very good source of energy. And so
No,
we're like, it
it-
doesn't matter if it's going to Europe or the United States. It's like not that great of a source of energy.
It's
But-
just but I think Ray was saying
probably
like,
cheap.
that it's cheap and it also like works for that region in the world.
Right. Well, probably not that great. You don't want everybody in the country of Ukraine like burning wood.
Well, no, it's not everybody burning wood. What they do is that they do it at these plants and then they basically like pump the hot water to people's homes.
Yes.
That's what they do. Like so.
Not exactly. It's some of
Burning-
that, but they're also
Some of it's pumping hot water at home. Some of it's the fact that like they don't have like this is the part about Brexit. Some of them don't have the money to pay for the heat bill. That like these are some of the issues that have come up.
Just thinking, you know, environmentally speaking, probably not that clean.
Yeah.
It's cleaner than oil.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why he's making such like he said.
This says coal, different kinds, anthratic, ligate, whatever, bimutinous. Then it says wood. Then it says heating oil. Then it says gasoline, propane, natural gas, and nuclear power. That's emissions worst to best. Like nuclear power has almost no emissions. Natural gas has
Yeah,
170.
but I wouldn't say that's the best either.
So wood is just under coal, and it's above heating oil and above gasoline and one
Now-
above propane.
That's something you have to think about too. Different woods burn differently as well.
They do, but not only
Yeah, this
do
just
they
is like
burn,
processed squished
didn't
wood
hear that.
into.
so the way we burn wood is not the way they burn wood. Because
powered
like,
yeah.
because like they use the Bersimer process over in Europe for like even the peat moss.
This
Like,
says
you
that
can-
the pelletized wood is virtually identical to coal in terms of heat content and carbon emission.
So
But it can be regrown. So there is that.
Well, it's a weed.
yes. So the trick for that is that wood has hydrocarbon. If you run superheated steam over wood, it actually breaks down it back into hydrogen, oxygen, and in some cases, depending on what process you're using, turns it to CO2, so you're actually burning more hydrogen than you are burning carbon, because the carbon is already oxidized, and you end up with hydrogen that you're burning that's clean, which means you're burning water, a whole lot more water. Coal is all condensed carbon. There are no hydrocarbons. The trick is, with coal, you get sulfur. With the wood, you don't get sulfur. This is the other argument that I was going to make concerning the nuclear. They're saying there's no emissions. That's not true. There's tons of emissions. The thing is, what do? We put in
It's fuel.
containers. We put in containers and bury it, because the emissions are the worst emissions ever.
Hey, Robbie, how you doing?
We
Just
have
having
to
a
put it in
conversation
containers
with some
and
my
bury it,
guildies.
and then hope that those containers never leak, because 1,000 years, well, yeah, 1,000 years from now, they're still going to be decaying.
And there's actually a really interesting design conundrum with that I thought was fascinating. Like, how do you portray danger across centuries with people's cultures and perspectives and on things have changed?
Yeah, exactly.
you. Yeah,
Let
so
each generation be stated on its own.
Yeah. And this is kind of the thing. This is why the nuclear fusion side of things has been the thing that science has tried to push for, because they're looking for clean energy. And the clean
things that are
energy
carbon things that are carbon neutral, at least as far as pumping shit into the atmosphere.
Technically, it's not even it's not even carbon neutral. Doesn't put it in the atmosphere at all. That's why nuclear energy is considered the cleanest.
Yeah,
it's not carbon.
Yeah, and functionally at the end of the day, it's it's kind of like why green parties have kind of bummed me out a fuck ton, because they're seem to be primed to go after climate change shit, but one of the core tenets of their original of a lot of green parties worldwide's creations was anti-nuclear, and a lot, and it's it obviously that all stems primarily from leeriness in Chernobyl, but
the premise still holds, though, because what they're doing is they're taking the leftover stuff that's been spent that's still radioactive and burying it in the ground.
Yeah,
that's not good for green later.
Yeah, I think the United States has built a facility, and I think in Nevada, to basically store our those fuel rods thousands, hundreds of miles underground.
We bury them.
Yeah,
it's not a facility. We bury all of that.
What is there? Just a 1,000-foot pit, and we just dump shit over the edge?
No, they put them in containers and they bury them so that they're not all next to each other. That's why it's as much because they're still fissioning. We don't keep using it after we can't extract a certain amount of energy off them. We don't keep using them, even though they're still breaking apart on their own and breaking down. And then when we talk about half-life, it's how long does it take for half the substance to actually die out? And then that time frame, so if it takes 500 years for half of it to go bye-bye, it takes another 500 years for half of the remaining amount to go bye-bye.
Yeah,
and then it takes another 500 years for another half of that to go bye-bye. And so it's just it just keeps sitting there for the length of time. It's
until
clean,
it's still wasteful.
Yes. That's kind of the trick.
But
So you don't want to use it.
I completely get that, but like, A, if it's far enough down, fine, and B, like the way I kind of look at it is like I'm kind of looking at like the environmental issues we have as like I want to get like I'm not sure like mankind will exist in meaning like or like human society will exist in like meaningful ways that of like where people can have life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness and all that shit. I don't think that's.
We don't have it now.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I like the ability to like have food available to me, and internet, and some general food. But let me finish please let me just finish what I want to say is, because I know but like I just wanted to say it, like this like that like the Half-Life issue very well could be an issue for people like 300-400 years from now, and that's valid. And I hear that, but like there's not a guarantee that we'll be able, like a lot of humans won't be able to live 30 to 40 years from now, because of the environmental changes and shit. So
I'm pretty sure we'll survive.
I'm not saying it that way. So what I'm saying is the fact that like we do not consider the fact that it may not be 500 years from now that has to deal with a leaking container.
Yeah, that's true.
Because we don't control the tectonic plates.
Yeah. Good point.
Something could happen and like they get ruptured and like.
But my right to happiness, dude.
Yeah. Yes, I know. The and like the flip side of this, which you were asking about, like the wood portion salt, is that wood when it burns, when you've burnt it, it leaves minerals that you can use as fertilizer. Oil doesn't.
I just think there's a better way to do it than chopping down a bunch of trees in the United States, putting them on a giant container ship, and shipping billions and billions.
Those trees are actually a weed, noxious weed. Classified noxious weed.
It's mesquite. It's mesquite. It's mesquite.
I know it's mesquite.
It's not like normal trees. It's more like shrubbery.
I know what a mesquite tree is. I'm from the Southwest.
Okay. So like it's not it's the reason why we don't mess with the redwoods in California.
So they're actually native to dry areas in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
But they're pretty thirsty.
They're
dying out anyway. But
which if they're that thirsty, like if you're removing them, then that means you're actually creating more water that's available in that local area.
But they bloom, and they like actually give nitrate to the air and things. I mean, they're not just.
Do they? Only certain trees do.
Yeah.
So yeah, and there's 40 different species. I'm looking at Wikipedia. There's like 40 species.
There's like 40 of mesquite.
And also, they're like chopping down South Carolina Appalachia trees, which I'm pretty sure are not mesquite trees. I don't know what they're chopping down.
What Ray's doing.
Well, they've always like corporations and rich fuckers have always abused and raped the fuck out of the land of Appalachia. That's nothing new.
Yeah. Yeah, no
well,
kidding.
That's the thing I was like happy with Ray, because once he explained what he was doing, and he was getting rid of a noxious weed, I'm going, well, that's really good.
Yeah.
And you don't want nitrates in the air. You want nitrates in the ground.
Noxious weed just depends on where it's growing. Like if you have a suburban house in Texas, it's a noxious weed. But if it's a dry area like in New Mexico, that's their natural species.
It is their natural species, but it doesn't mean that like
it's a native in the United States, and it can actually be used as lumber. In fact,
can-
Spaniards built ships with it.
they did.
Then why isn't there?
But now we just
why
make
the
rustic furniture.
my thing is like if we can use the wood that Ray's company like knocks down for like all these other things, I would just question why is there not a market for it?
Yeah.
Because
Why hasn't it already been done?
like I'm not
They use
I'm not
mesquite for like. Do you guys eat barbecue? You ever go to Texas?
I was
Have
gonna
some-
say like this.
It's
I explained that to Sydney as like mesquite smoked food. Like this is
Yeah,
a thing.
did.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a thing. People
as-
use wood.
I
So this
was like I
says
like
the sap will help your burns, right? And it goes on and on. This wood's been around for a million years, and now
It's
we
been around
use
for a
it?
while.
Does the average guy down in Phoenix, Arizona, that plays golf, use it? Fuck no, he doesn't care. It's a noxious weed to him, So whatever.
Yes. But the idea is that what do? They come to Florida and they plant acres of pine, and then 10 years later, they come through and cut all the pine down and use it because people
Same
want the
here.
pine.
You know what's really weird? I have a really good friend that is a personal secretary to a timber baron. And
Okay.
she turned me on to the fact, because I live up in the Northwest, right? Around Washington, around the Canadian border. And she turned me on to the fact that all of these forests where they grow timber, they're all exactly the same tree. They clone one tree, and every single tree is exactly the same.
The same because they can
That
actually
totally
control.
blew me away.
Because
Because then you know exactly how.
what's a,
Yeah, you know exactly how many like telephone poles you're going to get out of whatever that lodgepole pine, and you know exactly how you can computerize the cutting of them and all that kind of stuff. I mean,
Do
it
you
makes
realize
sense.
what
but
that
it's
does
so weird.
to a person's health, though? If you have one certain type of tree that is
Oh, there's
putting
no
pollen
birds
everywhere. Now, hang on.
Yeah.
Listen, please. If you get
Yeah.
a certain tree, it happens here in New Zealand quite a bit. We have Pinus radiatus, which is our natural pine, right? We've got it growing all around because everybody wants it. Everybody wants it. And we're suffering more and more of like
like allergies.
sinuses and allergies from like I never ever used to have allergies. I get allergies now.
And so
And
is
that's
it
all we-
because there's so much more of it that it's become almost like invasive?
Uh-huh.
Like these are like everything that we're
Humans
doing.
always
has
screw
trade-offs.
themselves. Humans can never settle. They have to always just like we always screw ourselves somehow.
It's
Like the worst.
it's understanding the trade-offs and understanding what's going on.
I
and
really liked,
understanding-
I mean, I didn't like COVID, but I liked during COVID when they're like, there's dolphins swimming in New York. And like, there were all these like eagles here all of a sudden. And like nature just like started going crazy. It didn't take very long for like, if the humans just die off a little, then the rest of the world looks really a lot better.
So like this is like the argument about the cashews. Is it cashews?
Almonds.
Yeah, cashews. Almonds and cashews being grown in California.
Yeah.
Because both of them are extremely, as you said about mesquite, thirsty plants. And so the people that are growing the almonds are growing them for almond milk. Now, like, yes, I do believe in eating healthy. Yes, I do believe in like living healthy.
Go.
But the fact of using clean water
Hey, Lemonade, what's
that
up, man?
people need to grow almonds, to crush the almonds back down to make almond milk,
Right.
it's not worth it. I'd
guess
rather send that water to Flint, Michigan, so that they'd have clean water.
Damn Skippy.
We don't even have to send that water to Flint, Michigan. I also know a guy that trucks water out of the Great Lakes, and they send they send it down to Pepsi plants to bottle in plastic bottles and sell everybody.
Yes.
And it's like Flint, Michigan is like dying for water, and billions of gallons are being trucked out to Pepsi.
Yes.
It's so crazy.
Yes. Like, and like this is.
He's like, we just pull up and load up the tanker trucks, just like just start sucking out the water from. It's like, why don't you take this to Flint? He's like, because Pepsi buys this.
Yes. Like this is the whole concept behind it. This is the Coca-Cola's bottling plant in England that had the thing where like they were getting it from one of the spring sources, and once they've the British people found out, like they had a joke that had already been run that somebody was doing that, and like then it found out like Coca-Cola was doing it. Yes. But it like the spunk wasn't the issue. It was the fact that they were literally doing what the comedy show was about, because like they were taking the water from one of the springs or whatever else, bottling it, selling it, and adding something to it. And then they claimed that their water was better than like drinking from the tap.
Right.
And, like the government got upset because by definition, their requirements for what they have coming out of their tap was actually better than what Coca-Cola was adding to make it to the water that they were selling.
I saw that like the last 15 years. I noticed like kids will not drink tap water. They're like, I don't drink water coming out of the tap. I'm like, you're setting yourself up for disaster.
No, because like Coca-Cola was figuring that it was like here in the US. They didn't understand that the rigorous rules that were there, especially in European countries, say that they can't have certain things with their water systems they can't do. And we do those here. And so like this is why Germany, like when people go over to Germany, is like, why is the water so clear? Like what? Because their water out of the tap is some of the highest quality water you can actually get. You can't get bottled water that's better.
Mm-hmm.
And so
I don't drink anything out of plastic at all. I just when I see how much plastic I move across the border every single day. Like today, I moved like thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds of reground, recycled plastic pellet. So everybody puts all their plastic in those bins to be recycled. It's not like that makes it go away and they don't turn it into something else. They just grind it into tiny little pellets of dust, and then they bring it down to the United States to bury it or do whatever they do with it.
And then, you know what, if it gets in the air, that gets into our lungs.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of what happens when we recycle it is it gets shipped to another country.
England or Canada. Canada grinds it up.
Canada grinds it up, but they don't recycle it. It gets shipped to other countries, not the US, not Canada.
Oh, the grinding up of it is the recycling part. So I will literally, they'll be like, what commodity are you shipping? And I'll be like, it's 100% clear recycled PET.
So what I'm talking about is when they when they reprocess it so that it can be used for plastic again. That doesn't get done in the US. That doesn't get done in Canada.
Right. But most places don't do anything else with it. We have just too much of it.
No, it's not China either. It gets shipped to like, I don't want to say island nations, but like because of the fact that the air that they have to release it to is hazardous. And so they take it to countries where like it's not a big deal, quote unquote, that their air is bad, and they release it in the air. And they repurpose it and then they ship it back to the US. Like we don't recycle.
Places like Fiji, Cook Islands.
I was going
They also, but you know what they do here? Like actually in Canada and the United States. So and PET is usually like soda bottles, for instance, water bottles, all that kind of stuff, right? Or stuff. So they take it and then they spin it into thread.
Yes.
And then they make carpets with it or clothing with it or like awnings or roofing, insulation. I mean, they're making like everything out of that threaded stuff.
Yes, but they don't when they spin it back into thread. That's actually not done in the U.S. or Canada.
It is. I move thread all the time.
You move thread, but they don't actually do it here.
They do.
They send it elsewhere. So
Canada is elsewhere. They do.
No. They send.
I'll send you. You know what? I'll gather up a few companies and I'll send them to you, and you can look at like all the different things that they do. It's really high tech. I mean, it's like a thing.
I'll tell you the country, and I'll send you the countries that they send them to. Fair enough.
All I know is what I import. That's all. That's what
I got you on that. Like that's why I'm mentioning it. We literally ship our plastic to other countries for them to repurpose it because of the nature of repurposing it and the fumes that come off. We don't do it in North America. That like this is one of the dirty.
It's getting pretty high tech.
Recycling.
It is. There's some companies that like take this stuff and turn it into like. Probably they're going to be turning it into water, and we'll be like, "Oh, I'm drinking this plastic. It's delicious."
In the video game, well, you're not too far off. Like I wouldn't be surprised if we get to that point where like our food is made of plastic.
It's
in the game, in the video game Cyberpunk 2077, like they literally have food called synth sirloin. You know, like synthetic, like made like
chicken rice.
But like, yes,
honestly?
rice. If it comes from China or a few other places, you have to be careful. It may actually have plastic in it.
Hey, did you hear that they're looking at making candy floss or cotton candy, as you guys call it, I think, out of cotton, real cotton?
No, I hadn't heard.
I still can't forgive the fucking English for calling cotton candy berry floss. Oh my God.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I find interesting is that we won't like we talk about our cheese here, but like New Zealand, Australia, and other places refer to our cheese as plastic.
It is plastic. There's no flavor to it. Same with your ice cream.
Like, so what you're actually saying is already a thing because they are like it's already considered plastic
because you've this buttermilk in it.
It's already considered plastic by other people, and so
it's
like,
we're
going to eat like we're already doing like because we remove stuff out, and like Sydney and I were talking about like the buttermilk fat content and everything else, and how much is in ice cream and everything else. Because
you guys don't have that.
Yeah, and because we're like, oh, we want to be healthy, so we're going to remove fat out of it.
Right.
We're actually removing the stuff that we're supposed to have in it, and we're making it closer to plastic that we actually eat. Whether it's ice cream, cheese,
flavored
milk.
ice.
Flavored ice isn't quite a thing because like there's
like
not
shave.
carbon.
Are you talking about like shave ice, maybe?
Because there's no carbon. There's not carbon attached to it. But like cheese, milk, and the other thing, like because they're dairy, there's carbon attached to it, and like the remorph of it is closer to plastic. Like these
Hey,
are
Dust,
these are
what's
the
up,
dumb
man?
stuff that like it's just like, oh yeah, that's right. That I forgot. Like if you do certain things to it, you can make plastic from organic materials because that's how it works.
That's funny that you mentioned that about our ice cream, because it's considered, our ice cream is basically like an ultra processed food product.
It can't.
Mhm.
Most ice creams, quote unquote, that you see in the store, actually, if you look at it, like a lot of them can't legally be called ice cream.
It's
They're
Yeah.
called frozen dairy product. Breyers is a
Yeah.
good example of that.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then again, like
That's why like
75%.
Ben and Jerry's are bust.
Velveeta is a cheese product.
Yeah, it's wonderful, but it's
We don't
fucking
have
not
any
cheese.
regulations, Sydney, on additives. Like
None.
even in Europe, they're just like, well, here's like we watch what kind of additives that we'll put into our food. We don't have any kind of regulation on additives with the Food and Drug Administration at all.
None. The
Preservatives
Food
and additives both.
the Food and Drug Administration will only go so far as to make sure that nothing immediately harmful is going into our food.
Yes, because I was going to
stuff.
say we do actually have some, but they're not the same as other places.
Like
We have fluoride. We have fluoride in our toothpaste. China doesn't allow fluoride to be used, so our toothpaste can't be sold in China.
But like,
Because
we
it-
do.
well, we also, but the thing is that like, America, you have to remember is like you take away the veneer of like richest country in the world. Most people in America are not doing well off, and most people in America don't have dental insurance. So like the fact that we put it's like people, as long as people brush every day, like the fluoride helps their teeth. It's also the same reason why like we put fluoride in our tap water. It's to make it so when people drink water, their teeth rot at a slower rate, which bums me out that our fucking tap water is as bad as it is, because it defeats the whole fucking purpose of like helping people try to keep their fucking teeth from rotting out of their mouths, because because literally every piece of food we consume that isn't raw meat and vegetables has oodles of fucking sugar in it.
Yeah, America's really bad for that. I've been watching some cooking programs.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I like, listen, America's my home, and in a weird way I love it, but like I will fully admit its fucking flaws. I want those flaws to change, but also like at the same time though, as much as I care about like the food stuff, by that same token, like I personally feel like I feel like America has like bigger fish to fry at the moment comparatively.
It's
So like,
more
whereas like I
so
feel like I
like
can't care about that
our-
as much as I do about like the impending fascist takeover of my country.
Well,
Yeah.
it would be nice if corporations weren't actually individual humans. That would be a
Yeah.
good thing for us to change.
Yeah, that's gonna have to like that one's gonna take a fucking
It'd be a
minute
good
to
start.
overturn. Well, we're not going to be able to get any meaningful change in corruption government until that happens. And the first thing that has to fucking happen is that like the composition of the Supreme Court has to change to have not only like no conservative justices on it, but also justices that are friendly to the idea that corporations are not in fact people. And that's kind of a tall ask, because
So like this is where you have a small issue, because this is like the Supreme Court making their code of ethics.
it's like that recent Bo the Fifth Column video where he said that there's a place in his county, there's like the north side, the east side, and the west side, and the west side only has like one person, one cop for the entire part. And basically, like, yeah, there's technically a speed limit, but if you see the cop going to the cop in that area going to the Waffle House, there's no speed limit. It's not enforceable.
Right. Right.
And that's the same thing. That's the same way with the Supreme Court. Like, they adopted a new code of ethics and shit, but like, who the fuck is gonna hold their ass to the fire if they don't follow it?
The
Because
Senate and the House.
Target.
that's who's supposed
Exactly.
to hold them.
But like
Yeah,
the problem is that the worst offenders here are the ones put up by the Conservative Party in this country, or the Conservative
but
identifying party
the-
in this country, and
but
that's so
the
it's
trick
probably not going
is-
to do anything about it.
The trick
unfortunately.
is they don't want that to happen as well, because
because then
the
their own
Supreme-
corruption doesn't really have a leg to stand on.
Because then the Supreme Court can actually undercut them as being the House and the Senate. But what were you going to say, Salt?
I was going to say, if you look at EFS Plastics up in Canada,
Mhm.
they have all these innovative solutions, and they can give you pellets, or they can give you threads, or they can give you powders or whatever out of your PET, the
Mhm.
plastic. And if you ship that down to Ash Industries, made in the USA, in-house tooling, designed for manufacture, they do thermoplastic injection molding. So they're
Yeah,
making
like
all sorts of things out of that PET that I ship down from Canada to their company.
Oh, I know, because like IPA.
So we make shit out of plastic. They grind it up, and we grind it up here too. But I see a lot of it come out of Canada, and we do. Anytime you hear that injection molding or anything like that, that's like ground up Coke bottles turning into widgets or whatever you're making.
You're talking about the
Literally-
little plastic
literally
pellets
it
that
says
people will
right
take
here,
and melt down into whatever they
Made
want,
in
right?
America, product manufacturing solutions, Ash injection molding.
But like what you learn is like made in America doesn't mean. So the Corvette. The Corvette.
You can
isn't-
watch them on YouTube. They're like, here's our factory.
I
And this
understand.
shit, blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
So like,
You
because
have
made
some
in
cool
America,
stuff.
the Corvette is made in America, but every single part of the Corvette is made in other countries and then shipped to America to be assembled.
No, I'm talking about people that actually, I'm not talking about cars anymore. I'm talking about people that are tearing down plastic bottles, turning it into a different material, and sending it to people that actually make products with it. It is done in the US and Canada.
There's a lot in Canada because about 145,000 metric tons of it done in
Ash, made in America. Ash is proud to do all of our metal injection molding manufacturing in America. No outsourcing. Every point of our MIM manufacturing process is done right here in the US at our product manufacturing facility in Louisiana. We deal with clients all over the United States. We can ship products nationally and globally. Blah, blah, blah. Our injection molding engineers have a lot of experience. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, they're advertising that they're like, we make it here.
I understand, because Mexico does 85.5 thousand tons of our plastic. Like, I get what
Oh,
you're saying.
dude, I'll ship like 100,000 pounds of plastic from Canada into the United States in like 4 to 6 months.
Yes, I'm
Easy.
aware.
Probably 3 months.
I'm aware.
It's unbelievable. And you know who uses a lot of that shit? Amazon for their big plastic bins. My God.
So most of our plastic waste goes to Malaysia, followed by Vietnam, Indonesia, and Thailand.
Most of it goes to landfills, actually, but that's because there's so damn much of it. There's
If
like
we-
70
if we-
million pounds a year that goes.
If we're recycling it, these are the places it goes to. Not talking about if it goes in the trash. Talking about recycled. That's why I
No,
had
that
to,
is
I had to
recycled
go
into.
look at
They grind it up to put
US
it into landfill.
the U.S. Plastic waste exports. This is where it goes. Like that. That's why I was like looking for. Yeah, no, like a lot of it doesn't go to Canada. Like, when we put in recycling bins and it gets picked up for recycling, it goes overseas.
It doesn't, though. Not anymore. Not anymore. That was back when we just had garbage. We
I'm
had
pretty
garbage.
sure
that we-
it's. I'm pretty sure that with the size of the American economy and like the way that the global trade works, I'm pretty sure you're both right on to different levels.
I mean,
I'm mentioning
we will.
something
It's
that
true.
was-
If I buy a,
I was
if I
mentioning,
buy a,
I'm mentioning something that was posted as of October 15th, 2023.
and I mean, yeah, but China has their own pet that they're recycling for their own clothing. They don't need our shit.
No, I didn't say China.
Neither does Korea.
I didn't say Korea. I didn't say China. I said Malaysia, Vietnam, Indonesia, Thailand.
I don't
Like,
think
this
Thailand's
is-
I don't think Thailand's really making a bunch of clothing for us anymore.
There's a lot of stuff that gets recycled in these places because of the pollutants in the air for the recycling that they do. Like this is something that has come up.
But they're not burning up this pet. It's totally recyclable. You grind it and reform it. It's just this constant forming. It's like, I don't even know what to equate it to. It's like, because it never goes away. So I'd say it's like silly putty, or it's like whatever.
I understand what you're saying.
They're not melting it into anything.
It does, like, it's
They're not burning it.
it's the recycling that it goes through, but like I get what you're saying, because as I said, like Toyota, they're like, is it Toyota? I think it's Toyota. They use a plastic injection mold for some of their engines. They've been using it since before I went to college. I know because I went to their because they had thermoplastic settings. And I know because I went to the plant before I went to Uipui, because I was part of the Minority Engineering Advancement Program, and that was part of the program and things that we talked about at the program, like at their location.
Not only that, most of the press is recycled.
Yes.
It's crazy
Imagine
how
if
much
I had
plastic is so weird.
Mhm.
Okay, how about this? Third on this list is the United States. So, what country does the plastic garbage from the US typically end up in? People ask. Third on this list is the United States. The country is estimated to have exported more than 600 million kilograms of plastic waste in 2020 alone. 600 million.
You said garbage,
kg.
right? You said garbage.
And while the majority was
Yeah,
traded
Salt.
with
You
Canada.
said salt. Did you say garbage?
Excuse me?
Was the
Plastic.
term garbage?
Plastic. Right, plastic. Garbage.
Was a plastic garbage?
I'm sorry? What?
Was the
Let me
word
read
on
one
plastic-
sentence before you start asking questions. Third on the list is the US. The country is estimated to have exported more than 600 million kilograms of plastic waste in 2020. And while a majority is traded to Canada, a portion also goes to Mexico, Malaysia, Vietnam, India, Hong Kong, and Indonesia. It says right here, the majority goes up to Canada.
So I hate to say like they do the political thing, but like they're using very key words to actually shift things.
Dude,
Yeah.
I work in shipping to Canada and from Canada. Like I see this with my eyes every day.
Oh, no. Like I'm not
This stuff all the
I'm not-
time.
I'm not saying that you don't.
An entire train full of this stuff. It's like
I
a coal
agree.
train, only it's full of plastic.
like I 100% agree with you. So like you're
So it's
seeing
not
a
like-
whole bunch-
It's not like they're
Listen-
trying to like whitewash this, right? It's not like, oh well, we want to play
So-
like we're sending it to
so,
Canada. It's
how
like
much
no.
plastic? How much plastic does Pepsi go through bottling all that water?
Probably less than Amazon does. I don't know who uses the most.
you have
Amazon uses a lot of freaking plastic.
You have a
Hey
point.
guys.
You
I'm
gotta
gonna
go?
head off.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
don't have
Sleep
to,
well,
but I will.
Sydney.
Bye.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
Again soon.
Yeah, I hope so. Okay. See you later.
The idea is the fact that what I'm bringing up is that there's probably more than it's probably even more than what you're shipping. Wait,
Of course it is.
and
But we don't have to ship it. Time is money, dude. And we don't have to ship it across the ocean. We can drive it just across the border.
I will go get the rest of the information.
And then we'll take it back. We buy it from them. It's not like we just give it to them or pay them to whatever.
No,
it's like,
we do actually
back
pay them to like clean it and then like buy it back from them. But like I hear,
but it's not even cleaned. It's like turned into fabric or turned into whatever. They turn it into. There's a lot of different products that they turn it into.
Mm-hmm.
Really bizarre stuff.
Yeah.
I always tend to look up the companies when I'm like, what am I even doing? And I'll look up their companies and it's like the coolest shit. There's some cool shit going on.
There are people who are trying to make differences who are actually doing great. But it's the reason they're doing it is because like we are like a lot of stuff we've been doing isn't sustainable.
I don't know.
Here we go. Brands like Coca-Cola, who was named as the #1 contributor to plastic pollution globally.
That's deeply unsurprising.
Oh. I know all you have to do is walk down the bottled whatever aisle. Oh my God. Plus, they do more than beverages, I'm sure.
No, they own Coca-Cola owns like what is it, like a fifth of like all food companies in the world.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah. The like if you're going to like 2-liter bottles are in the aisle, like yeah, it's almost all plastic all the way down the aisle.
Mm-hmm.
So like I get you, like I understand. That's what I'm saying. Like there's probably way more than that we're at. Like that's probably the tip.
Well, and we're only talking one kind of plastic. I mean, there's like a handful of plastics.
Yeah.
Like 10 plastics. They're crazy.
Yeah.
It's all
Crazy
polymer.
crazy ones.
Yes. Exactly. That's the trick of it. But yeah. Look, I know I could probably keep going for a little. But
I think I'm pushing back on it because it used to be that we were well known in the United States for shipping our trash off to third world countries and being like, here, take care of this for us. But third world countries started pushing back and they're like, we don't want your fucking garbage, right?
Yeah.
So now we're like, what are we doing with this? So times have changed a little bit. So there's like, we don't really do that anymore. Now we go and we drop it off so we pay some people to like fly up and like drop all the shit off somewhere like the middle of Utah where nobody can see it.
So like, yes, third world countries started pushing back, which I will.
I don't even like the phrase third world countries because it's like really.
No.
It is the global south is a better term now. The term third world country is like
third world country
dated.
Third world country is a better statement than most people realize. It may seem dated, but it is a better statement than saying global south.
Explain.
So a third world country is China. China is a third world country.
I'd have to disagree with that.
No. Do you know what a first world country?
Third world country, the way I use it, it means it's an underdeveloped.
But that's not what it is. But that's not what it is. This is the reason why it's a very to know what those terms are. A first world country is a country that is aligned with the United States. A second world country is a country that is aligned with Russia or former. A third world country is one that is not aligned with either of. China is a third world country.
Oh, so you're looking at it as a political. See, I'm looking at it.
No,
As,
that's no. That's where the term come. That's what the terms are. That's where the terms come from. That's what that's literally what they mean. A first world country is like Japan because it's a
they're
language.
NATO. They're NATO members.
They're
or whatever.
they're NATO members. Not at the moment. I think so. The Warsaw Pact countries are second world countries. China is neither of those. It's a third world country. Any country that
If
is
you're
not
using that
in-
criteria, but people use
is-
other criteria.
but that is the criteria of the phrase.
Well, I
say-
said I didn't like it, so I would say developing countries or developed
true.
countries or whatever.
And that's true. Like China wasn't aligned with the USSR because of the Sino-Soviet split.
Mm-hmm. Like this is tend to misunderstand. Like third world country just means it's not a.
It's just you're not
Yeah,
aligned with
whether
the United States or you're not aligned with Russia.
And so like that's what makes it kind
There's
of.
no more Russia. Putin is gone, you guys. That like everything's changing so fast. That's not going to be a criteria.
I don't believe the man's gone until I see a body.
So like understand
Right.
Understand Ukraine is a third world country.
I hope we bury him at sea.
Like we did Bin Laden.
Exactly.
Lord.
Norway and Sweden used to be third world countries because they weren't part of NATO.
Yeah, we get it. We get it. We get it.
So
That's
like
not how I was using that. It's like I don't say we shipped our garbage off to third world countries, meaning we sent it to Finland.
Real quick, Salt. I wanted to say Target. So I know what like third world countries. You know, I know what the definition of third world countries are, but I don't think you explained why that using that is better than saying global south.
So the global south refers to why are we using global south? Why are we using south?
Because routinely it is countries in the northern hemisphere like the United States, Canada, Europe who have exploited countries in the southern hemisphere usually, but it has broadly meant to be countries that are
exploited.
Are exploited by the West. Yes,
because Australia and New Zealand don't category.
So it's very much like it's basically supposed to like the global south is like just signify.
Oh yeah, I understand that.
Right. So why is using that phrase bad?
Because
compared
what
to you
it
saying
says,
third world.
Because if you're calling them a third world country, you're saying that they're neutral. They have autonomy. They don't have they're not. It doesn't have to be the fact that they're exploited. We don't exploit Madagascar.
It's already exploited.
No, Madagascar is one that
There are no trees there anymore.
That doesn't get exploited. That didn't get exploited.
There's no more trees in Madagascar.
There are trees in Madagascar. There was deforestation, but it's not.
My dudes, they literally cut down all their trees.
I think that's.
I knew
Easter
this
Island.
French scientist that studied what was it? He literally used to go to Madagascar to study a freaking beetle or something. I don't know. Something. But so developing nation, that is also not good. I mean, it doesn't sound good because it sounds like, oh, they're going to develop into us. Like all of this is like a ranking of the best, the mediocre, and the worst.
Yeah,
and of course, we're compared to us.
So
Because the United States
80%.
was a
I just googled it. 80% of Madagascar's forest is gone. Most of the deforestation happening in the 1950s.
yeah. That doesn't mean that like they can't go back and replace it, rebuild it. It's just something that they aren't doing. But they weren't, for lack of a better word,
I'm gonna go hug my girlfriend. I'll be right back.
Yeah, they weren't imperialized. Like Britain didn't claim Madagascar. Germany didn't claim Madagascar. Spain didn't claim Madagascar. France didn't claim Madagascar.
Although now they might be given the current like shadow war going on in Africa, there's a very good chance that they're at risk of it now.
So they won't
There's
be
so much
claimed.
going on everywhere. It's so crazy.
They won't be claimed by any country, but they may align with the country. This is the problem that Africa was having with Russia starting to fight with Ukraine, because a lot of African countries got their grain from Ukraine. Russia they went up to the summit there. I think 22. There's usually 22 African countries in Russia. 16 only showed up at the summit. Of the 16, of 16, Russia told only like 4 or 5 of them that they would make sure that they got their wheat, even though since they couldn't get it from Ukraine. At the rest of the African countries were like, well, then screw that. We need to go help Ukraine go take back their property, take back their land. That's why when Ukraine sent out help requests from other people, several of the African countries sent, well, not as their country, but a ton of people from African countries left to go to Ukraine to actually go fight the Russians. There's a ton of Africans in Ukraine right now fighting.
That's part of the reason why like the Wagner group like marched on Moscow, because they didn't want to like fight in Ukraine and take all these losses. They wanted to have Hot Boy Summer and Shorty Shorts commit war crimes in Africa. That's what they wanted to do.
Yes. And so,
can I interrupt for 1 second, just so that we could go back to the southern, northern, third world, whatever?
Yes.
So
if you're aligning them, if saying that.
No, wait, hold on a minute.
Okay.
This is so the World Health Organization has found a way to categorize it. So they call it low and lower middle income countries. So LMIC is one acronym, and MIC is the other acronym. So it's LIC and MIC. So it's the lower middle income, the lower, then the middle, the lower, and the middle income countries. And so that's based on the World Bank statistic and the gross domestic product that each of the countries has.
Okay.
So that's literally how we should, because that's why we're like, here, we'll give you a few penny farthings to take 15,000 barges of our trash.
How you doing?
Right? It's all based on money.
Good to see you. Welcome.
I like that. I like the idea of splitting that between, because certainly Sydney's not going to be like, don't group me with Haiti because I live in New Zealand. Like, she's not going to like the Southern Hemisphere thing.
Oh yeah, no. Like I'm with you, because
but the
like
this, I kind of like.
So like this is talking about, when I said like the United Arab Emirates, they're third world countries, but their money.
How you're looking at it.
No. They're third.
It depends on. Are they a lick or are they a mick?
No. See, like
I don't use third world countries, and I also don't use illegal alien. Like I don't ever use.
I understand, but like understand where I'm coming from in an explanation of.
No, I got it.
They're
the NATO
because they're not aligned.
Right.
But
it's a historical. Right. It's
they have a lot of money because they have oil that they're selling to everyone.
I'm
So
more
that-
interested in the financial than the political, because
Oh,
the
yeah.
politics shift and
But like the
finance and the
the
financial
money's
things
easier
are
to track.
also the financial aspects of it are also political.
political. It's all like that's
Oh yeah,
that,
true.
It's all
because
political
like I
and
can
it's
But
all about
the
power.
financials you can see in black and white, and so even if they shift, it's easy to shift them into a column on a spreadsheet. Whereas if you're like, well, back in the 1942 when NATO formed, it's like the whole kind of historical political stuff doesn't keep up with changes because changes
So-
are happening so fast now.
these are trade blocks. So like when we're talking about first, second, and third countries, we're talking about trade blocks. These
China
trade
would
blocks-
be China would be not a third world nation, but they would be like a first world nation.
No, because they're in a different
Yeah,
trade
it
block.
all depends on how you look at it.
They're in a
In
different
the World
trade.
Bank, they're a player.
in a-
Different
They are a
different
player.
trade blocks
They
can
are.
interact, but the interests of the individual trade blocks do not. America
Yes.
wants to trade with China, and China wants to trade with America. If America and China stopped trading with each other cold turkey, both of our economies would fucking tank into the ground.
Oh yeah, with tank.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
actual financial interests of both America and China are different. They have different goals. They don't like America is
Yes.
when America trades with a lot of Europe, a lot of the international goals that America and Europe has are similar or overlap. China is a adversary. It is just it's just America's,
Yeah, but that could be
choi-
changing.
Right, but America. Here's the thing:
and
that's part of the reason
We're
why
brainwashed to think they're an adversary.
part
They
of the
haven't
reason
actually attacked
America
our
has
country ever.
put so much.
Yeah.
Part of the reason why America has put so much time in. Well, we got to remember that countries, to quote Bo, countries don't have friends; they have interests.
Interests.
Countries can be friendly when those interests overlap, and China does not have interests that overlap does not have a lot of interests that overlap with
I
America.
disagree with that. I think they definitely have interests that overlap with our country.
Maybe,
Their
interest.
Their, their interest is money.
They rely on
And-
our
Their interest is
food,
money.
and we rely on their
their,
money.
their interest is money, and their interest is having
They
other
don't-
countries relying on their
They
economy
don't
and their
have
trade bloc.
to rely on our food. That's the
And they
Right.
don't have to as much anymore. No, I
Right.
mean
no,
they've
no, no,
developed.
no, 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 no,
They've
no.
developed into
They-
their own substantial country.
no,
Really, really.
no, no. They
Yeah.
don't have to rely on us. When I'm
No, they
saying this,
don't.
we have a guildie who lives in Brazil. His dad owns a company because when Trump did the trade war with China, they hurt our soybean farmers because that's where they shipped most of their soybeans. China then went and made a deal with Brazil to buy their soybeans from Brazil instead of from the US. They're like, this is how this went down. We have like our soybean farmers covered from it because that deal is now for like the next 10, 20 years, they're going to be buying from Brazil their soybeans. They won't buy from us.
Oh,
So like we're like the fact of understanding that they don't have to buy from us.
oh,
never-
right. No,
They
they have
never
plenty of
they-
business. Yeah,
they
everywhere.
never had to. It's the fact that we worked out a deal because it was advantageous for us.
We have interests that are aligned. I think
We do.
that's
but
all
the
I'm
thing-
saying.
We do, and obviously, there's obviously that there's going to be some overlap. But the fact of the matter is that China has competing economic and geopolitical interests to us.
Yes.
There are and we have conflicting geopolitical interests with Europe, for example. But
I don't know if I agree with that. I think that we're speaking from
amount of conflicts of conflicting interests that we have with Europe are significantly less compared to China. Also, remember that China is a near peer. Europe put together is an economic near peer, but the individual issues that countries in the EU might have with the United States, they're not a large enough block by themselves to really clock that much of make that much of an issue. It really comes down to this. Like, let's take a look at some a basic example, right? Let's look at something like Taiwan. America has both a historical and, at this point, economical interest in keeping Taiwan independent. Why? Because why historical, Cold War, communism, whatever. But economical is the largest and I think the only superconductor factory in the world is in Taiwan. And if Taiwan was taken over by China, that means that an economic bloc that we are not a part of would have control over the entire world's production of microchips and technological components, and that is scary for any country with economic interests that are outside of that economic bloc. Most of our technology is already made in Shenzhen, anyways. So, it would basically secure China's supremacy economically on the international front for the next 100 years, probably, at least until there was a conflict of some sort.
I think they're already leading that charge.
They are, but
they're trying.
They're trying, but
they're being pretty successful. They own almost every major building in Seattle, and they have for the last 20 years.
Right. So that's
just as an example, a tiny example that no one cares about, no one would notice.
No. I'm asking. So China owns.
But you have to realize how brainwashed we as a nation are. We're brainwashed, dudes. We're told the axis of evil. China is our enemy. It's our enemy. Our enemy. Our enemy. We don't know shit. God, we don't go to China and talk to them.
George Bush Jr. was so fucking cringe.
So
I thought it was really interesting, since you both watched Bo, when he talked about Biden just now going over to China and speaking, and he's and China's like, Trump's we won't bother you with your stupid politics if you don't bother us with our money. That's exactly what it is. And I think that Biden's probably just like, that sounds good, because the United States isn't making a bunch of stuff to make a bunch of money, although we want to be, but we love the power of politics. More than anything, we love being the dog on the porch with the loudest bark. So, that doesn't mean we're mortal enemies. It just means that, there's a dog and then there's someone in a rocking chair. We're the dog. China's rocking in the rocking chair. Why are they in a chair and we're laying on the ground? Because they have more money than we do. We owe them a lot of money, you guys.
We do owe them a lot of money, but China has a couple irreconcilable issues that's going to lead their economy to being in a bad way in the next 50 years.
I'm just Salt. Who do we owe the most?
I have no idea.
Japan.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, the United States. When everybody keeps talking about, China's going to collect on us, blah, 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 blah. No. They know that we owe our adversaries money. But the trick is, all our allies, we owe more money to allies than we owe to our adversaries. The country that we owe the most money to is Japan.
Never knew that.
Yeah, Japan. Japan's calling in the dead is what we need to be scared about.
Yes, that there to be, because if they called it in, they'd crash us, everything. So when you have to deal with people who complain about like China owns so much of us and blah 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 blah, just be it. You can now tell them, because I had this conversation with Vexus, and I had to explain to Vexus,
His
no,
libertarian ass.
we
I kid,
owe
I kid. I love
Japan.
Nexus. He's a great
We
guy.
owe the country we owe the most to is Japan. Like, you can pull up the debt and look at it. We owe Japan a whole, like a whole. And
Well, you
and
know what?
Japan, and
We like their
Japan,
technology. What can we say? We
and
like their money.
Japan would never let China actually run us over, because if that happened, Japan would be too pissed off.
We owe Japan more than just a debt. I mean, there's only been a couple atomic bombs dropped. Everyone's like, the nukes, the nukes. It's like, yeah, we fucking dropped them on Japan.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
You know,
But I mean,
I feel bad
China,
that we owe Japan like $1 trillion or whatever. Which, by the way, $1 trillion just isn't what it used to be.
Well, of course. But like that is kind of the concept, is that like Japan would never let China own us.
Because you have to, because like while Japan may be like a somewhat of an economic powerhouse in the region, they also have a culture of just like, yeah, I don't want to fight fucking military. The JDF has been struggling to get, like, they had to hire fucking J-pop groups to like try and get young men to want to join the service.
These guys are making money because they're not spending it on war, unlike stupid the United States. Although a lot of our technology sort of comes from war-based things, but it's really not worth it. I mean, when was the last time you've been on a bullet train in the United States? Never, and I'm old.
Yeah.
When was the look at a list of the country with the best internet connections? It's like 30, 40, 80. We're like 84th on the list.
I'm still angry at fucking California for falling for that Elon Musk group where it says, "Oh, don't build high-speed rail. I'll build a hyperloop."
The little pod car, yeah. Oh my god!
And then California's like, "Okay, we're not gonna. If you say you can do it for like a tenth of the price and do it, and so we don't have to build out the infrastructure for high-speed rail, great." Awesome! Yeah. You do it. You figure it out, and then the fucking dumb fuck politicians in California just sat on their ass and they're like, "He'll get to it eventually." Oh, look at Twitter! It's burning. Maybe he'll eventually get to our hyperloop system.
Oh wait! So some lady got knocked down in the street, and a driverless car ran over and like dragged her down the street. She's like, "What the?" And it didn't stop because it didn't recognize her as anything. Like, it didn't even recognize her at all because it's not programmed to like thinks that someone's laying in the street. So bizarre.
Because they brought up the fact that like the number of deaths that have been caused by the driverless cars
it's kind of high.
It's really high, and
it's kind of high for the small amount of driverless cars. Because I was gonna go try to test driverless cars for them, and I'm like, that'd be really fun, because that's like my big bag is like driving around testing shit. But then now I'm like looking back at it and I'm like, I'm kind of glad I didn't do that, because I could be going, all of a sudden my driverless car is like, whoops, that's the off ramp and that's the on ramp, and I'm going down the wrong ramp onto the freeway in Atlanta, Georgia.
How would you be able to mentally that the driverless car just ran over somebody?
Right.
The only good thing that came out of like driverless cars was that wild ass fucking 9-minute porno, so two people fucking in the driver's seat on the highway.
No, I have not seen that, but I'm actually I'm not even tempted to watch it, but I appreciate that someone did that.
Yeah, it's like I don't really like need to watch it. I'm just like it's just like this is the
You're glad someone did that.
Like, I'm just like, this is the logical conclusion of like this technology like existing. Because
right.
like that's exactly what I would fucking plan on doing with fucking
right.
if I had a fucking
there is definitely a segment of the population where that would just be their jam for sure. They're like, finally.
I know plenty of people who would love to sleep
get
on
a blowjob in peace.
So one of the things about mass transportation
Mhm.
that we have to do.
Masturbatory transportation.
Stop.
Sorry. I'm rolling with that.
It's hilarious. So the trick is, for most of the other countries that we're talking about that have like bullet trains, their density of cities that are big economic powerhouses is extremely dense.
Europe's tiny. It's a tiny little bit. When I sat down and realized how tiny Israel was, I'm like, it's fucking half the size of like Missouri.
Yes.
Half the size.
Yes.
It's like these places are tiny compared to us.
Yes.
I always
So,
thought
like-
Israel. Always thought Israel was like the size of fucking Delaware or some shit. My state.
I don't know.
That
It's
that
tiny.
that actually might be like both of those are pretty close. But the trick is that, like, if we're talking about the high speed in Tokyo, we don't know, most people don't know the rest of the stuff that Japan did to make it functional. So one, they made the cost of riding the rail extremely cheap because they added tax to the people who drove cars.
Yeah, America's
Yeah,
so
and
car
we're-
dependent that we wouldn't be able to try that off rip.
Well, I know. It's
Yeah.
like between the war and automobile,
the cat's
like
crying, be right
that's all of our economy other than entertainment.
Yes.
We don't do a whole lot else.
Well, like it's
There's-
entertainment and education. Like
There's a lot of-
education is where we, just like England has the same problem. The thing that they're known for, why people spend a lot of money, is people from other countries go to England to go to school.
Mhm.
They spend tons of money per semester to go to school there. It's the same thing with the US. People come to the US to go to school.
Yeah, like like even the guy who I knew a guy who was who was Chinese and he came over to go to school, and he was at my fucking community college, but like even though he was going to a community college, that tells me like, oh, your parents are are more wealthy than my parents ever would fucking be, because you know the fact that
Because the
their
amount,
bank
because if you look at the amount that they spend for a semester, because they don't just pay the out of state tuition,
they pay the
they
out of country fee.
out of the country's tuition. Now, like if they're from Norway, like one of the girls that when I was going, they don't have to worry about it because their country pays for their education. So they literally they still get a free education, and it's paid for by their country to our colleges. In addition to that, when she finishes, if she marries an American, which she was dating a guy at the time, they will pay for her to get a house in the US. And she will still maintain her citizenship there and her citizenship here.
And meanwhile in America, we can't get universal health care to save our dick.
Exactly.
I worked with a Norwegian when I was driving around testing cell phone coverage, and I was talking to him one night because we happened to be in the same town doing it, so we like met at Applebee's for happy hour or whatever. Yeah. And he was telling me about his daughter, and she didn't want to go to school in Norway, like further education. When she got out of high school, she's just like, so sick of it, you know. So they have one of the program. You could pick a program, and so the program she picked was like the supermarket. So they take her in. She works at the supermarket, and like you have to work there for a year or two, and they train you in every single thing about the supermarket. And then they send her off, and they give her her own supermarket to manage.
Yes.
So it's like she's chosen to do that, and the country has totally set her up to be like a supermarket manager.
Yes.
It's so smart,
be nice.
and that's like it doesn't hurt anything. Like it doesn't cost anything to take one person and do that for them. You know?
If you're in Germany and you're a carpenter and you've learned your trade, the final portion of your trade is you're supposed to spend 2 years traveling the country, repairing stuff and making your way by repairing stuff and doing carpentry. That's the final leg before becoming a journeyman.
So cool.
You have to just survive for being able to be
Go
a
do it.
carpenter and fixing stuff for.
You have to be good enough to be able to
It's like
survive.
a win-win.
Yeah, but like you can't. Like it's something about like how you can't do it like directly for money, but like you can do it like whatever it is
for room and board.
And for room, like it's not even room and board. It's something. And like, cause I almost called his name. Cause like I've met one that was finished. That came
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
US.
I still technically am live, so like you know, you don't dox anybody. You don't want like their names out there.
Yeah. And
It's such a good idea because I know in my little neighborhood on the little Facebook neighborhood page, people are always like, "Who knows a plumber? Who knows a carpenter? Who knows an electrician?"
Mm-hmm.
If we knew that there was a program of students coming through, I mean, people would be like, "Yes, come over to my house and I'll fix you dinner."
You're more than welcome to stay in my guest bedroom for the night. Be my fucking just
exactly.
I just need one nice built-in. That's all.
And so this is a concept. Because you also have to understand that in those countries, like we're talking about, like universal health care, they don't have to worry about the care portion. We're talking about the fact that they have programs to ensure that people aren't homeless or have other issues. Like these are things the government makes sure of. So like all you have to do is travel and do stuff and you're covered. Like these are things that are built into the system that they have.
It's a whole project.
That we don't have the support network or safety system in order to actually go about doing. And
well,
so
it's because we go from the basis of being punitive.
Yes,
it's like that's what's so fucked up about our country.
Stern, angry father, like political, like economic and social policy.
Yeah.
No. It's the realization that the southern colonies were penal colonies, and when they got free from being penal colonies from Britain at the time.
The people that came from Britain were the prisoners when they came over here. People that were doing well under the king didn't come over here.
Yeah,
we got the losers.
Some did. Like those were the ones who were already wealthy over here. They just brought that wealth with them, and then you had ones that realized, oh, we could make a lot more fucking money if we didn't have to pay taxes to the crown and we ran our own country.
I mean, the same with Australia too, though. It's just like, well, here's a place. Let's just ship all the prisoners over there.
But the difference is, so when I bring that up as a mentality, what ends up happening is you start to see where certain mentalities on how treating people, other people that aren't like you, come from. Because when you have penal colonies that exist, then you start to see like, oh, that's where we can treat them whatever way we want because we're free now. We can do to them whatever kind of comes from. And then you end up with that starting to be a pervasive issue because they're generating resources that other people can't get, that other places can't develop as quickly. This is why like California came into the Union as a state because they didn't want Southerners to come out to California and use slave labor to get the gold because they knew that they would never be able to actually keep up with the slave labor if they were a slave state.
Right.
That's literally why California, when it joined the Union.
Wow.
Because
And
like
so,
slavery
go
was absolutely abhorrent, obviously, and
yes,
like people in the North generally weren't supportive of it. Like weren't against slavery because they viewed black people as people. They were against it because they didn't want, just a bunch of rich douchey Southerners to take a bunch of like their slave labor and run them out of the factory jobs.
exactly.
Because that's exact because you want to know where that exact type of thing happened. Russia. See, like that Russia was like had serfs, which were basically which were functionally slaves. Maybe not in the American chattel slavery sense, but like you didn't have control over where you lived. You were forced to go where your king told you to go. Blah 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 blah. And what ended up happening is that instead of working fields like they traditionally would, a lot of like Russian serfs ended up working in factories with the abhorrent conditions that you would get of working in a factory in the late 1800s. And so, so it's like, so it's bad.
It is.
Fucking Russians. Sorry. You guys, I have to go.
So like this is understanding like this, like this is how stuff kind of pours out.
Eliminate.
And so the idea is that what you end up with is people who have a lot of money, who don't necessarily have what's the Japanese? I think the Japanese stole the French phrase for it, which is raison d'etre, or noblesse oblige. That's the other one, noblesse. So raison d'etre is a reason for being, and noblesse oblige is noble obligation, or the obligation of the noble. The obligation of the noble is to actually look out for the people for who they are the nobles of.
It's just which is just like which in that whole concept is like it's repackaged by rich people trying to justify their that's what the fuck that's just another name for the gospel of wealth. You know,
but like these are the things of, I think some were trying to explain them like, hey, so Star Trek, the Ferengi have the.
I love the Ferengi.
Right? But like the Ferengi rules of acquisition, they have the rules of acquisition to ensure that they don't actually that they don't actually undercut themselves.
A contract is a contract is a contract, but only between Ferengi.
Yes. Yeah. But like there's a thing about not taking too much advantage of someone who is not a Ferengi, because like if you take too much advantage of them, if you leech too much off of them, turn and attack you, because that shows up when Rom and get the other young guys ended up in the past in the US, and they were taking advantage of them, but they got themselves in trouble. And that's one of the rules of acquisition. The rules of acquisition were say, hey, you can make the money, you can have the advantages, whatever else, but don't overdo it, because whenever you do it, you always get bitten in the rear for overdoing it.
Right.
They literally have them in the rules of acquisition, which I always
you can fuck people, but not too much.
Exactly. That's literally, and it's like, oh, well, like the Ferengi understand this. That's hilarious. like
If the Ferengi know it, everyone should know it.
Everyone should know this.
Yeah,
So,
the changes to Ferengi lore in Deep Space Nine was wonderful.
Guys,
It still
good
doesn't
night.
fix like the
I
Loki
can't.
problem.
rest,
Sorry,
Guys,
Night Salt, but
rest
it
well, Salt.
rest well. It still
don't get me
doesn't
started on the
fix.
Ferengi.
It still doesn't
That's
fix
fine,
the fact
guys.
that they're like an awful caricature of Jewish people.
Like, I just thought like character of money grabbing people. That like didn't matter where they
No,
were.
it's
Just
yeah. The problem is
money.
that like they're based off of like old drawings of like the like satirical drawings of European satirical drawings of what Jewish people look like: pointed teeth,
Okay.
large ears, large noses, kind of conniving, like it's rough.
Gotcha. I got you. I just I whenever I said it was. These are just like people who are out like.
Yeah, I know. I think the juxtaposition. Yeah, I think the juxtaposition between like what like human society today is and like that was one of like Quark's one of the things he said to Cisco when him and Worf were fighting. Like, this is why you hate us, because we remind you of you, but we're better. We don't we don't we don't exploit in the same way you did. We don't
Yes.
like it's like when they went back in time and they were like Quark was like shocked at the fact that we nuked our own planet.
Yes.
And like he was just
but you also have to understand what Quark was ignoring. So the rules of acquisition came into being as rules of acquisition because the Ferengi had done it.
They learned why they had the rules of acquisition are written in the blood of the people who needed them.
Yes.
And the blood or the broken bank accounts.
Yes. But like this is them understanding like, hey, this doesn't work, so like we need to write rules for this.
Yeah.
And so it's the fact that like it's a similar history. I've heard someone argue that's actually the problem for people who have problems with Avatar Way of Water and
I never
the
saw
Avatar
that
series with James Cameron, because the Na'vi don't have any characteristics that like they don't fight each other. They don't do certain things. Like they're too perfect in the fact that like this would never happen.
But you have to remember, they are not humans. They
aren't human, but like the kids still got in a fight over the fact that they're coming from a woodland to a water place. If that happens with kids at the smaller level, it happens with adults at the higher level. Now, like I came up with an argument for that. Don't get me wrong. Like I came up with a real good argument. But like that's still a true statement because the kids still got to fight. They were still fighting each other. If that's true of the kids, then it must also be true of adults. Now, the argument I came up with would say then that should have never happened. Because instead of looking at the Na'vi as an organism on Pandora, a humanoid organism on Pandora is an entire organism because they're all linked to the same network.
That's true. I forgot about that little piece of lore.
So like it's not that they're separate organisms, they're all one entity. The plants, the animals, everything, because they're all connected. They're all connected to the mother or the plant or whatever, because it's all one organism. Right. And we keep looking at them as separate organisms. But if that is the case,
they're synergistic for a reason.
They're synergistic for a reason, and the kids wouldn't have. Like that's part of the problem.
Right. There doesn't really need to be conflict because everyone's benefiting from.
They're all part of the same body.
Right. But on that note, Target, I am going to call a
Go
meeting
get some
myself.
rest.
I apologize.
No, that's fine.
I will hopefully see you next weekend. The reason why I'm like a little iffy on whether or not I'll be present for trials is not because I don't want to be there, but because
because your girlfriend may be like, "Hey,
well, no,
let's go."
I'm not. No, I'm gonna be alone. I'm heading back to
Oh.
Wilmington on Monday tomorrow, or day
Okay.
after tomorrow. Well, yeah, technically tomorrow at this point. Like I'm not gonna. I'm like it's the weekend of Thanksgiving. Nobody's gonna be fucking available. So in tradition, in true Evan tradition, what I usually do is I just take a fat amount of weed honey, get like unhealthily high and just live stream for a few hours until I green out.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
So I'm just like depending on like my level of cognitive ability, I'll try and be there.
That's fine.
All right,
enjoy yourself. Be safe, and we'll.
I miss you guys. It's good to be back to like riding with you guys again. I'll catch you a little later, Target.
Catch you later.
All right, everybody. That's the stream. I'm gonna call it an evening. Have a wonderful rest of y'all's night. It's fucking 1:00 in the morning in Eastern time. Jesus. I will see your guys' faces later. I'm probably not gonna stream tomorrow. We'll see. I'm gonna probably spend as much time as I can with my girlfriend, but I'll catch you guys on Flip.